This ugly girl's name is Ju Kyung because she was extremely ugly since she was little, so she was often ridiculed by her neighbors. They said she was as ugly as a ghost. When Ju Kyung was 7 years old, at a family party, Ju Kyung was teased by her relatives because of her ugly appearance. Her grandfather even said she was illegitimate, but Ju Hyun's mother told Ju Kyung that she only needed to have excellent academic performance and that beauty was not important. That day, when Ju Kyung saw the little fairy Balala on TV, she immediately imagined that it would be great if she was as beautiful. So Ju Kyung immediately dressed up as a fairy but received ridicule from her classmates. This made Ju Kyung's heart very hurt. Time has passed by in a flash. 10 years have passed, but Ju Kyung's appearance has not changed at all. She still has big black eyebrows and a long ponytail. Furthermore, Ju Kyung couldn't get along with the other female classmates, and they even nicknamed her Dumpling. Her classmates called out Dumpling, but Ju Kyung couldn't hear, so they threw a piece of paper over. Ju Kyung got up in fear. A pretty girl in the class asked Ju Kyung to buy her breakfast. As soon as Ju Kyung left the classroom, she heard someone calling ugly girl. She couldn't help but angrily return to the classroom, but only to ask her classmates if they wanted vegetable buns or meat buns. After Ju Kyung bought the buns, she looked towards the cafeteria to see if there were any handsome guys. At this moment, a handsome guy walked over, and then he took off Ju Kyung's headphones. And this narcissistic man is the male god that Ju Kyung has secretly loved for a long time. Looking at the handsome guy in front of Ju Kyung couldn't stand it anymore and exclaimed that he was so handsome. This scene was coincidentally seen by the class beauty. She even mocked Ju Kyung. When it was lunchtime, Ju Kyung saw Han Bin again. His handsome appearance made Ju Kyung extremely admired. The friends in front saw Ju Kyung, so they immediately told the friend next to that they would give him 10 million if he dated Ju Kyung. But he immediately shook his head and refused. A moment later, it was finally Ju Kyung's turn. She decided to confess her love to Han Bin. So Ju Kyung mustered up the courage to meet Han Bin tomorrow afternoon. Unexpectedly, Han Bin happily agreed. Coincidentally, this scene was seen by the class beauty. She decided to confront Ju Kyung. After lunch, the class beauty went to Han Bin and said that Ju Kyung was not worthy of someone as beautiful as Han Bin. Han Bin quickly said that he just felt sorry for Ju Kyung. At this time, the beauty girl said that she wanted to date Han Bin tomorrow noon. Hearing that the beauty girl wanted to date him, he was extremely happy. Seeing that the plan had succeeded, the beauty girl left with an evil smile. In the evening, when Ju Kyung returned home, she rushed into the kitchen and started making a love lunch to prepare to confess to Han Bin tomorrow noon. After being busy for several hours, the love bento box was finally finished. Ju Kyung lay on the bed thinking about confessing to Han Bin tomorrow, feeling extremely happy. The next day, Han Bin took the bus straight to school. Due to inertia, when the car suddenly stopped, Ju Kyung sat on a classmate's lap. This classmate saw Ju Kyung and immediately pushed her aside with a disgusted look. 10 minutes later, Ju Kyung arrived at class. She was about to sit down when the beauty girl came over. Before the beauty girl could even say anything, Ju Kyung automatically went to get dumplings for this friend. After Ju Kyung left, her friends opened her love bento box and ruined it. At noon, Ju Kyung confessed to Han Bin, whom she had secretly loved for a long time. Unexpectedly, Han Bin felt that she was insulting him, so he immediately said insulting words to Ju Kyung. Han Bin even knocked the lunchbox that she had prepared for a long time to the ground. Just like that, Ju Kyung's first confession finally failed. At this time, a group of classmates came to watch her antics. They even picked up their phones and recorded her miserable appearance. Ju Kyung faced the camera with a very reluctant expression. Then she was pushed to the ground by her male classmates. Ju Kyung cried sadly. She asked them why they hurt her like that. She had never done anything wrong to them. At this moment, the beauty girl bent down and pointed at Ju Kyung's forehead and said that it was because she was ugly that she was treated like that. On the way home after school, Ju Kyung saw a video of her confessing to Han Bin online. People commented that Ju Kyung was the ugliest person they had ever seen. They also said that she was ugly and shameless. How could she go to school in the future? These comments made Ju Kyung unable to hold back her tears. She wondered if being ugly was a sin, if being ugly meant being bullied. Ju Kyung remembered what her friends had said. They said that if she wasn't pretty, she should at least have eyes. Moreover, they said that Ju Kyung didn't know how to recognize her own position. She sat in the bathroom thinking about going to school tomorrow, and her classmates would definitely point at her. Ju Kyung felt that no one liked her, so she secretly made a decision. Ju Kyung went into the elevator and put on her broken glasses and went up to the rooftop. Then Ju Kyung stepped forward and clenched her hands into fists. She looked at the male artist on the billboard opposite. Ju Kyung unconsciously took a few steps back. Ju Kyung thought to herself that she couldn't die yet. Ju Kyung took a few breaths and felt that it was quite cold up there. At this moment, a figure rushed straight towards her and raised his hand to pull her back. The glasses also fell down and Ju Kyung lay on top of the guy. Because the glasses fell down and Ju Kyung was nearsighted, she couldn't see the guy's face clearly. She quickly stood up and looked for her glasses, and at this time, the guy also stood up. He thought that Ju Kyung was about to do something stupid, so he scolded her. Ju Kyung wanted to explain, but the guy didn't give her a chance to intervene. After that, the two of them prepared to go back, but Ju Kyung didn't have her glasses on, so she couldn't see anything. She could only hold onto the stairs and walk slowly. As a result, the elevator broke down again, so the two helpless people could only take the stairs. Ju Kyung accidentally stepped on it and fell to the ground. While she was in despair, the boy came back. Then he reached out and helped her stand up. Because Ju Kyung couldn't see, so she directly touched the boy's butt. She apologized to him and said that she didn't mean to. The boy was also very helpless. In the end, the boy carried Ju Kyung on his back and walked down the 30 floors one by one. Because Ju Kyung couldn't see clearly, she thought the boy was some old man. After 10 minutes, they finally reached the ground floor. The boy asked the guard if the elevator was broken. The guard told him that the elevator was just undergoing routine maintenance for a few minutes. After hearing that, the boy was confused for a moment. After going out, Ju Kyung took a taxi home. The boy who saved Ju Kyung was named Suho. Just now, Suho saw Ju Kyung about to do something stupid, which reminded him of his dead classmate. That's why he risked his life to save Ju Kyung. Ju Kyung, who was sitting in the car, suddenly thought of the last words she said to her mother on the rooftop. If her mother heard them, she would definitely be very worried. Ju Kyung quickly picked up the phone and called her mother, but no one answered. At this time, everyone in Ju Kyung's house, everyone was extremely tense. The reason being that her father owed a lot of money. When Ju Kyung returned home, she saw her mother crying. She thought that her mother had heard the message she left, so she quickly ran to hug her mother. Her mother also hugged the son and daughters, and even said that they should die together. Ju Kyung said that she shouldn't have said those words, but she didn't know that her mother was crying because her family was in debt. Ju Kyung said that it was because her mother gave birth to her like this, and her older sister and younger brother both looked like their father. She was the only one who resembled her mother, so she was very ugly. A few unexpected words made everyone confused. Ju Kyung said that she didn't want to die anymore and wanted to get plastic surgery. Unexpectedly, she was beaten by her mother. Her mother told her to get out of here quickly and not make her mother angry anymore, while she kept muttering to her mother to let her get plastic surgery. At this time, a netizen sent her a makeup video. After opening it to watch and comparing the before and after makeup photos, Ju Kyung was extremely surprised. The next day, she put on so much makeup that even her relatives didn't recognize her, and then she went to school. Everyone was surprised. When Ju Kyung confidently walked into the classroom, even the beauty girl, who had always looked down on her, was surprised. Unbelievably, her classmates immediately burst out laughing. Some of them even hurriedly took out their cell phones to record. Ju Kyung also realized that she had failed, and just like that, she once again became the laughingstock of her classmates. That night, her mother called to borrow money everywhere. After hanging up the phone, Ju Hyung's mother stood up and went back to her room, but when she heard someone calling "Mother," the mother reacted. It turned out to be Ju Kyung. She almost scared her mother to death. Mother thinking that Ju Kyung was trying to scare mother, but Ju Kyung said she was just putting on makeup. Mom said she wasn't putting on makeup but rather scaring a ghost. Then mom told Ju Kyung to go wash her face. Only then did Ju Kyung realize how embarrassed she was today. Then she walked over and grabbed mom's hand, asking her mother to transfer her to another school. Mom said, "I was also planning to transfer for you." It turned out that Ju Kyung's father owed money and had to sell the house here. When Ju Kyung heard that she had to transfer schools, she was so happy. Mom saw her so happy and thought that she was happy because the family was about to go bankrupt. At that moment, Ju Kyung's younger brother also came home from school. He was startled by his sister's face. When Ju Kyung returned to her room and looked in the mirror, she began to appreciate the successful makeup looks of people online. Ju Kyung sighed and wondered which step she had gone wrong. Then she took out a knife and cut her piggy bank in half. The next day, she took all the money she had saved and went to the mall to buy a lot of cosmetics. After returning home, Ju Kyung started to trim her eyebrows, but due to carelessness, she accidentally shaved them off. Then she consoled herself and said that she needed to redraw them anyway. She could handle it. The next step was was to curl her eyelashes, then draw her eyebrows, and finally apply lipstick. After a hard night of practice, all she needed to do was put on her contact lenses. Because Ju-kyung had to move and didn't have much time, so she put on a mask in the car. Coincidentally, Suho stepped out at this moment. Ju-kyung's father suddenly opened the car window, causing the mask, which had been dry for a long time, to fly out. Unfortunately, it landed on Suho's face. Ju-kyung was so scared that she quickly got into the car, while Suho was extremely angry. After moving to the new house, Ju-kyung continued to put on makeup. Today, she was going to a new school. Because first impressions are very important, so she wanted to appear beautiful. The moment she stepped down from the house, her parents were shocked. Her sister, who was about to blame Ju-kyung, had to stop. Her family couldn't react for a long time. At school, a beautiful girl walked into the school grounds, and friends were all shocked by her beautiful appearance. They exclaimed that there was such a beautiful person in this world. That female student was none other than Ju-kyung, and she had successfully changed her appearance. Even when she walked into the hallway, her classmates made way for her. Seeing everyone's eyes on her, Ju-kyung felt a little embarrassed. Some classmates even sprayed milk out when they saw her. Ju-kyung then went to the office and reported. Because of her sweet and beautiful appearance, the teacher was very polite to her. At this time, the principal also came over. He also said that looking at this beautiful appearance can tell that Ju-kyung's score is very good. As a result, when he picked up the report card and looked at the results, the principal was speechless because Ju-kyung was at the bottom of every subject. The teacher was confused for a moment, then glanced over and turned his attention to Ju-kyung's younger brother. The teacher comforted Ju-kyung and said that there were many things in life that were more important than scores. At this time, Suho walked in, and Ju-kyung immediately exclaimed that he was so handsome. Suho handed the report to the teacher. Ju-kyung suddenly felt that this voice was a bit familiar. She had no idea that this was the person who saved her 2 days ago, and because Ju-kyung was wearing makeup, Suho did not recognize her as the girl he saved. Just as Suho was about to leave, the teacher called him back and asked him to take Ju-kyung to class. As a result, while walking in the hallway, a girl confessed to Suho, causing him to stop abruptly. It was Ju-kyung's makeup that accidentally got on his shirt. While Suho was talking, Ju-kyung wanted to use her mouth to blow off the makeup, but before she could, Suho knocked over the gift the girl gave him and then leisurely walked away. Ju-kyung covered her face, wondering if her makeup was ruined. When Suho entered the classroom, a classmate discovered foundation on his shirt. So Suho took off his shirt and saw foundation stains on it. He immediately realized that Ju-kyung had done it. At this time, Ju-kyung was outside touching up her makeup when Suho came over. He angrily threw his shirt at her face. Then the teacher led Ju-kyung into the classroom to introduce herself. The classmates were delighted at the appearance of such a beautiful classmate. Everyone was extremely excited, except Suho. Then the teacher arranged a seat for Ju-kyung. After class, her classmates rushed over to talk to Ju-kyung and even asked her what brand of lip gloss she used. When she was about to take out her lip gloss, she accidentally dropped it on the ground. Ju-kyung was completely shocked by the appearance of the classmate in front of her. At this time, the classmate in front introduced this friend to Ju-kyung as Soo-jin. She said that Soo-jin was the goddess of their school, but since Ju-kyung arrived, she would be the goddess of this school. Ju-kyung went to the bathroom to wash Suho's shirt during recess, but no matter how much she washed it, it still couldn't be washed clean. Suddenly, Ju-kyung remembered that her cosmetics were waterproof, so she had to take the shirt and go out. Unexpectedly, she splashed water straight into Suho's face. Ju-kyung quickly apologized to him and said she would take it to the laundromat to wash it, but Suho told Ju-kyung to throw it away. At tea this time, a classmate came over and asked Ju-kyung to go buy steamed buns. Ju-kyung heard that and said she would go buy them. Unexpectedly, her classmate said they would go together. Only then did Ju-kyung remember that she was no longer the same as before. She was no longer the Ju-kyung who was bullied. Then the three of them went to the cafeteria to eat, and soon they became close friends. Then they went to the arcade and started playing games. This was a joy Ju-kyung had never experienced before. Because she looked ugly before, no friend wanted to be with her. At this moment, Ju-kyung had found her own joy, and she also had 2 good friends. That evening, Ju-kyung went to a small bookstore and prepared to find a horror novel to read. When Ju-kyung was standing on her tiptoes to get the book, someone snatched it away. Ju-kyung couldn't help but go over and grab it. While the two were fighting over the book, the scene on the rooftop happened to repeat itself. Ju Kyung realized it was Suho. Because Ju Kyung was now barefaced, Suho didn't recognize her as a classmate. This scared Ju Kyung very much. When she was about to escape quickly, the boss grabbed her and insisted on forcing Ju Kyung to finish the bowl of noodles before leaving. Ju Kyung had no choice but to take a big bite. Unexpectedly, Suho sat right next to her. Ju Kyung was scared and quickly sat to the side, afraid that he would recognize her. Only then did she realize that Suho was quite handsome, slender fingers, and a handsome face. After observing, Ju Kyung felt that Suho didn't recognize her, so she tried to talk to him. After talking, Ju Kyung confirmed that Suho didn't recognize her as a classmate. After eating the noodles in a hurry, Ju Kyung ran away, but a shoe fell off, so she had to go back and pick it up. Just like that, Ju Kyung ran out with 1 foot bare. After returning home, she was ridiculed by her younger brother. Her younger brother also said that her pretending to be a goddess would be discovered sooner or later, which made Ju Kyung very angry. Suho was very confused at this time because he knew that the girl just now was the one he saved last time. But why did she pretend not to know him? He had no idea that Ju Kyung couldn't see his appearance clearly last time. The next day, it was time to go to school again. Ju Kyung applied a thick layer of foundation on her eyelids. She thought that perfect makeup was the only way for her to survive, that only by being beautiful could she have everything. After an hour of makeup, Ju Kyung had become a beautiful goddess. Just as she was about to get in her sister's car to go to school, the aunt next to asked Ju Kyung's mother, "When you had such a beautiful daughter?" This made the mother not know how to answer. Ju Kyung was very happy when she heard this. It must mean that her makeup was successful. After arriving at school, Ju Kyung was worried that Suho would see her. She wondered if he would recognize her. The moment Ju Kyung turned around, Suho unexpectedly ignored her and went into class. This helped Ju Kyung confirm that she had not been discovered. After school, Ju Kyung went to the store to buy cosmetics. Just as Ju Kyung was about to return, she saw the beauty girl who had bullied her. Ju Kyung remembered how she had suffered a lot of injustice because of her ugly appearance when she was in school. At this moment, the beauty girl saw Ju Kyung. Ju Kyung was scared and quickly turned away, which made the beauty girl a little confused. Then the beauty girl went straight to Ju Kyung, but the result was that they did not recognize Ju Kyung. So Ju Kyung hurriedly ran away, tears streaming down her face. At this time, a few people were chasing the person in front on a motorbike. Just as the motorbike turned around, Ju Kyung accidentally got startled and fell to the ground. She quickly stood up and asked if the driver was okay. Ju Kyung was a little confused when she saw this. At this time, the people chasing him had caught up with him, so he quickly threw his helmet to Ju Kyung. He quickly ran away. Seeing them chasing the guy, Ju Kyung stood still in shock. After a while of chasing, So Jun was finally trapped in an alley. Just as the gangster was about to attack him, the police siren sounded. They had no choice but to run away first. After they left, Ju Kyung appeared. It turned out that she was the one who turned on the police siren. This startled Ju Kyung. She thought he had also run away. So Jun just wanted to ask who she was, but unexpectedly, Ju Kyung was scared and ran away. Seo Jun didn't care much and was about to turn around and leave when he suddenly thought of something. So Seo Jun shouted loudly for Ju Kyung to give him back his helmet. Ju Kyung didn't hear anything, and just like that, she got a free helmet. That night, Ju Kyung disguised herself to return the books because she was afraid of meeting her classmates here. The comic book seller told her that there was no one here, and after hearing that, Ju Kyung felt secure and walked in with confidence. Just as she picked out a book and was about to go back, she met Suho again. Ju Kyung was immediately confused and didn't know what to do. Suho asked her why she didn't come down. Ju Kyung lied that she was looking for a book. Suho told Ju Kyung that she wanted to pretend not to recognize him until when, obviously, she knew him. As soon as these words were said, Ju Kyung was extremely frightened. In her awkwardness, she directly fell off the bench and the two of them looked at each other for a few minutes. It wasn't until the uncle walked in that they panicked. Suho pushed her forward. Ju Kyung immediately reacted. She asked if he recognized her the last time he came here. Suho said yes, but Ju Kyung didn't know that Suho was talking about the time she jumped from the rooftop, and Ju Kyung thought that her appearance when she put on makeup to go to school was seen through. The conversation between the two was not on the same topic at all. At this time, Ju Kyung hoped that he could keep her secret. Suho secretly thought that she was talking about the time she jumped from the building, so he agreed. But Ju Kyung felt that empty words were not trustworthy, so she drafted a confidentiality agreement and asked Suho to sign it, but Suho refused. Later, the two mentioned a book during their discussion, and the book happened to be in Ju Kyung's hands. Get this book. Suho had to sign an agreement and also treat Ju Kyung to a bowl of instant noodles. In a moment of carelessness, Ju-kyung got the noodles on her nose. Suho saw this and covered his face with a pillow and criticized her for eating so dirty. The next day, Ju-kyung took Suho's shirt that she had soiled the last time, washed it, and prepared to return it to him. Then she also brought him the novel. But Ju-kyung didn't know that if she gave this book to Suho, her identity would be revealed because Suho didn't know that she was the girl who jumped off the building. When she went to school, she was completely different from her bare face, so Suho couldn't recognize her. When Ju-kyung arrived at school, she kept her promise and prepared to return the book, making Suho extremely confused. At that moment, Soo-jin came over and told Suho that the teacher asked him to come to the office for a bit. After Suho left, Ju-kyung asked the classmate in front of her what was the relationship between Soo-jin and Suho. Classmates said that their parents seemed to be friends. At lunchtime, when Ju-kyung was about to take a big bite, she heard her classmates talking about her. They said she was like a goddess and that she was very beautiful just by eating. After Ju-kyung heard this, she immediately put down the big piece of meat that she was about to put in her mouth, then used a knife to cut it into pieces and ate small pieces. During lunchtime, Ju-kyung took her shirt and novel and went to find Suho. She took out his headphones and told him to follow her to the rooftop. Suho thought Ju-kyung had a crush on him, so he went to the rooftop. Before Suho could say anything, Ju-kyung said that no one was there. Then she said that she had washed his uniform. Suho took the bag and asked Ju-kyung if she liked him. Ju-kyung was confused after hearing that. Ju-kyung explained that they had only met a few days ago, but Suho thought that it was because she liked him that she was delusional. Then he walked away without looking back. Only then did Ju-kyung realize that Suho still hadn't recognized her bare face. She thought about the book this morning, in which she had written a thank him for not telling her the secret of her bare face. So Ju-kyung hurriedly chased after Suho. After a chase, Ju-kyung finally caught up with Suho. She grabbed the bag and said that she had given him the wrong thing, but Suho didn't return it to her. Ju-kyung was confused and didn't know what to do. Suddenly, an idea came to her. She told Suho that there were sanitary napkins in there. Suho's whole body stiffened. Ju-kyung ran straight to the bathroom. She didn't know what secret Suho wanted to keep from her. Had she met Suho before? This made her feel very confused. While on the bus, a pervert came and sat next to Ju-kyung. Seeing her sleeping soundly, he took out his cell phone, but was seen by a classmate next to. Soo-jin immediately stepped forward and slapped him. While Soo-jin was explaining, the man took the opportunity to push her away and ran out. Soo-jin did not hesitate to jump off the bus and chase after him. She chased the pervert all the way. The students on the bus were shocked to see Soo-jin chasing this man. Because she could not catch up, Soo-jin decided to use her ultimate move. She grabbed her backpack, turned it 360 degrees, and threw it directly over. In this way, the man was subdued. It wasn't until the police arrived that Soo-jin let him go and got on the bus. Everyone applauded her, and Ju-kyung also became Soo-jin's fangirl. After arriving at school while Ju-kyung was walking around the campus with her friends, a motorbike suddenly rushed towards them. When this guy took off his helmet, Ju-kyung's memories came back to her. Ju-kyung thought to herself, how could it be such a coincidence? At this time, the classmate next to said his name was Han So-jun. So-jun and Suho were known as the most handsome male gods in school. Wherever Suho appeared, the girls would gather around. Just one look from him was enough to make the girls' hearts flutter. And Seo-jun was the same. Wherever he appeared, there would definitely be a group of fans around. Even when he washed his hair, they were so handsome that they fainted. But Ju-kyung felt very scared. What was even more surprising was that So-jun was also in the same class as her. He had previously asked for a few days off because of something. At this time, the teacher asked So-jun to sit next to Suho, but So-jun did not agree. The two of them were sworn enemies. So-jun only saw him go straight to Ju-kyung and told her to sit next to Suho because this was his seat. The teacher quickly explained that Ju-kyung's eyesight was not good, so she sat there. After that, the teacher personally arranged a seat for So-jun. Ju-kyung was embarrassed and apologized, but So-jun ignored her. Suddenly, Suho felt that Ju-kyung looked a bit familiar, as if he had seen her somewhere before. After school, a group of gangsters came to cause trouble for So-jun, but as the school boss, he couldn't be afraid, so they arranged to fight in an alley. Just as the fight was about to start, So-jun angrily walked up and scolded them. It turned out that they were all his juniors. The scene just now was just to welcome So-jun's return. It was time for class. The teacher asked for a survey report. So-jun and Soo-jin were put in a group, and Ju-kyung and Suho were put in a group. At this time, Soo-jin asked So-jun if he could do it. So-jun thought it was a photo shoot, so he proudly said that he used to be a model. Everyone was speechless after hearing that, and Ju Kyung next to him was miserable. She didn't want Suho to see her, but he sat across from her. Ju Kyung bowed her head throughout the entire class. After returning home, Ju Kyung was lying on her bed in despair when suddenly her phone rang. After answering the phone, Ju Kyung found out that it was Suho. Ju Kyung was surprised and asked how Suho knew her phone number. Suho vaguely said that he had heard from someone else, and he also said that didn't she have something to give him? Ju Kyung immediately looked at the paper bag on the table when she heard that, and then the two of them made an appointment to meet at the park cafe. This made Ju Kyung suspicious. She didn't know who Suho was calling, whether it was her without makeup or with makeup. Ju Kyung also didn't know what to bring. At this moment, she was imagining the scene when she went to meet Suho. If Suho knew that she was the acne-faced girl from the comic book store, he would definitely be very angry because he was deceived. Ju Kyung was confused and didn't know what to do, but suddenly she thought of a good way. In order to prevent Suho from discovering her bare face, Ju Kyung wore a helmet and went out in the middle of the night. Suho asked her why she wore a helmet. Ju Kyung said it was for safety. Otherwise, if she fell off her bike and her face would be deformed, it would be very dangerous. Suho didn't care much and told her to quickly get her things out, but Ju Kyung didn't know if the things Suho was talking about were books or uniforms, so she deliberately said she couldn't find them. Luckily, Suho told her to give him the comic book, so Ju Kyung was able to react in time. After she handed over the book, Suho immediately turned around and left. At this time, Suho told her to drink a cup of hot water before go home. In order to not be recognized, Ju Kyung had no choice but to sit there. Suho asked her if she wanted to wear a helmet to drink. Ju Kyung said it was fine to use a straw. Suho wondered if she wasn't hot. Ju Kyung reluctantly said it was very cool, not knowing that everyone was looking at her at the moment. Ju Kyung couldn't do anything either. No one would recognize her with her helmet on anyway. Suho felt that she was very strange today. Ju Kyung felt like if she stayed any longer, she would definitely be recognized, so she lied and said she wanted to go to the bathroom. When Ju Kyung got to the bathroom, she accidentally scared her sister who was washing her hands. She then took off the helmet, which scared them all. After washing up, Ju Kyung returned to her seat and asked Suho how he knew her phone number. Suho said he found out through the comic book seller. To prevent Suho from finding out, Ju Kyung tried to drink more water and talk less. After a while, she rode her bike home and then went to bed. Ju Kyung sighed and said she would stay away from Suho tomorrow. The next day when she went to class, she returned her clean uniform to Suho and then ran away in despair without saying another word. But as a result, she was stepped on feet by Sojun. Just as Sojun was about to return to class, he suddenly remembered that Ju Kyung was the one who took his precious helmet. During exercise class, everyone was playing soccer when suddenly a ball flew out. Ju Kyung wanted to pick it up but was stepped on by Sojun. Sojun said she took his helmet, right? Ju Kyung didn't know how to answer for a moment, so she pointed to one side. Sojun arrogantly told her not to fool him. Unexpectedly, as soon as he finished speaking, a balloon flew into Sojun's head. Ju Kyung picked up the balloon and said that she would return the helmet to him tomorrow. When she was about to turn back, her left foot once again tripped over her right foot and she fell to the ground. Sojun smiled silently. She only saw Suho walking past. Ju Kyung felt extremely hopeless. Her classmate helped her up. Looking at Suho's departing figure, Ju Kyung sighed again and thinking that it was better than being discovered. Today was Sua's birthday. Sua's boyfriend spread flowers on the ground. A tea. This time, Sua also entered the classroom. Seeing this scene, she was very happy and joyful. Just as the two of them were about to kiss, the boy carrying the cake felt uncomfortable and threw the cake away, accidentally hitting Ju Kyung's face. At this time, Ju Kyung's classmates told her to go wash her face, but if she washed her face, her bare face would be revealed. So Ju Kyung spread her arms to prevent anyone from touching her. Then she picked up her bag and hurriedly ran into the bathroom. She ran so fast that she pushed Sojun over without knowing anything. When Ju Kyung rushed into the bathroom, she saw someone inside, so she opened the door of the bathroom next door and discovered that it was the men's bathroom. At this time, the group of friends behind her also ran over. The classmates wanted to help her wipe it, but were pushed aside by her. A moment later, Ju Kyung washed her face and walked into the classroom without makeup. Her classmates saw her face full of acne. They all mocked her and said many unpleasant things. Tears of resentment welled up in the corners of her eyes. It turned out that the scene just now was just her imagination. But what should she do now? At this moment, a young man appeared. The young man took off his jacket and covered Ju Kyung's head in front of everyone, and he was Suho. The two looked at each other and went straight to the bathroom. They went to the teacher's bathroom. After finishing makeup, Ju Kyung returned to class. Seeing Suho's serious appearance, Ju Kyung felt that maybe Suho saw her appearance without makeup and helped her hide it. After school, Ju Kyung went to find her younger brother and told him what had just happened. Her younger brother also felt that Suho had discovered her secret. Otherwise, why would he protect her? Ju Kyung was a little confused as to why he did that. Her younger brother said that he wanted to find her weak point and then use it as an excuse to bully her. This made Ju Kyung a little scared. After returning to class, Ju Kyung's mind was filled with Suho trying to get revenge on her, and she often had hallucinations. While walking in the hallway, she imagined Suho as a vampire, his mouth constantly demanding revenge on her. This made Suho very confused. After school, Ju Kyung thought she could get rid of Suho, but she received a call from Suho. Suho asked to meet her at the comic book store. Before Ju Kyung could answer, he hung up. Ju Kyung knew that he was looking for her without makeup, so she went to the comic book store without makeup. Suho gave her a tiramisu to thank her for her comic book, and he also said that there was a classmate in Sabom High School who looked a lot like her. Ju Kyung calmly said that she just had an ordinary face and that she had never heard of the school. But in fact, she was very scared. Faced with Suho's psychological torture, Ju Kyung kept coming up with all kinds of excuses. Suho finally found out. He said that her acting skills were really bad. He asked her if she was Ju Kyung, his classmate. Even so, Ju Kyung still didn't want to admit it, and she even said that the friend named Ju Kyung was her cousin. They were related, but how could Suho believe such an absurd reason? At this moment, Ju Kyung's mother came to the bookstore and yelled at her. Ju Kyung knew that she had been exposed, so she admitted it and told Suho that what if he knew? The lights suddenly went out and Ju Kyung ran away. After returning home, Ju Kyung felt very desperate. She lamented that her life was miserable. What Ju Kyung didn't expect was that Suho actually knew her identity long ago. The last time she returned his shirt, he had already seen the comic book in it. Ju Kyung was in a very tragic state. Suddenly she saw her sister playing a game, the soul of a person who would rather die than surrender. That immediately inspired Ju Kyung. The next day, Ju Kyung put on a different makeup style, but her mother asked her to remove her makeup before leaving. But Ju Kyung didn't pay attention to what her mother said. Now she had to go deal with someone. After arriving at school, she went to find Suho. She couldn't lose this battle because Suho had discovered her without makeup, which made her go there with a murderous aura. Ju Kyung gathered all her body's energy and transformed into Gunara Nanan. The surroundings were also changing. The sword was drawn forcefully, indicating that she had no way back. She followed the footsteps of the devil and ran to Suho and told him that if he dared to tell anyone that she wore makeup, she would make him pay. At the crucial moment, Suho took out a bracelet and showed it to her. As soon as Ju Kyung saw the bracelet, she knelt down in front of Suho. She begged him not to tell anyone about her bare face, but Suho said why should he listen to her? Ju Kyung said that if he kept her secret, she could do whatever he wanted. Unexpectedly, Suho agreed. At this time, Ju Kyung felt that Suho was simply her guardian angel. After returning to the classroom, Suho felt that the sunlight outside was too bright. Ju Kyung immediately went to close the curtains. During class, Ju Kyung suddenly received a text message from Suho. He said he was thirsty, so Ju Kyung quickly lied to the teacher that she had a stomachache and rushed out, making her classmates laugh. A minute later, she ran over with a bottle of water and gave it to Suho. Although she was very upset, she still forced a sweet smile. Not long after, Sojun was looking in the mirror when he happened to bump into Ju Kyung, who was carrying a stack of homework books home. Just as she was about to leave, Sojun cornered her and asked Ju Kyung why she didn't return the helmet. Only then did Ju Kyung think of the helmet, and she said she would return it to him tomorrow. Sojun said that if she didn't return it tomorrow, he wouldn't let it go. Only then did Ju Kyung escape. After taking Suho's homework to the office, she ran back to class and hurriedly reported to Suho that the mission was complete. After Suho finished reading the content, he couldn't help but laugh. When Ju Kyung got home from school, she was busy looking for the helmet and discovered that her younger brother had already sold it. So she chased after her younger brother and beat him up. Only when their mother came back did they stop. A moment later, Ju Kyung suddenly received a text message from Suho asking her to go to the comic book store to get the book and then bring it to the amusement park in 10 minutes. Because of the urgent time, she kissed her younger brother and said, "Let's make up," to get past her mother. Despite her mother's objections, she still ran away. She ran to the comic book store and saw that the book had just been borrowed by a boy. Ju Kyung immediately asked the boy if he could lend her the book. Suho on the other side was still waiting for Ju Kyung. At this time, Ju Kyung was buying ice cream to bribe the boy to return the book to her. Suddenly, she received a text message from Suho saying that 10 minutes had passed. Ju Kyung had no other choice but to take a risk, which made the boy unhappy. The boy said he wouldn't lend it to her anymore, so she had no choice but to do the zombie dance to please him. This scene was seen by Suho, who came over. Not long after Ju Kyung also got the book, she immediately went to find Suho. After explaining, she stuffed the book into Suho's hand and said goodbye to him. The next day, Ju Kyung went to find Sojun to talk about the helmet. Then she stuffed a piece of paper into his pocket and told him to wait until she left to read it. The friends around thought it was a love letter and said that Sojun's charm was still the same as before. But when he opened it, the paper was written about the helmet being lost. His hands were shaking with anger. At this time, his classmates also wanted to see, but Sojun didn't want to lose face, so he said, "This love letter was just like the previous times." When Ju Kyung returned to the classroom, Suho pointed his finger at her. The nightmare was about to begin again. That afternoon, Suho called Ju Kyung to the rooftop to eat. At this time, Suho suddenly knocked on the table. It turned out that his purpose was to want Ju Kyung to participate in the school's talent competition. In order to complete the mission, Ju Kyung practiced hard every day. Very quickly, it was time to choose the character. Ju Kyung accidentally drank too much water, so she had to go to the bathroom. After going to the bathroom, she looked in the mirror to encourage herself. When Ju Kyung arrived at the audition door, the crowd had disappeared. She thought they had all gone inside, so Ju Kyung opened the door. She put down the microphone and cell phone and then started dancing. The teachers in the audience were all confused about what was happening. At this time, Suho also opened the door and saw the scene before her eyes. At this time, Ju Kyung was dancing so passionately that she didn't know anything. When the lights turned on, she realized that she had gone to the wrong place. At this time, the entire audience froze and looked at Ju Kyung. She was embarrassed and ran away. Suho smiled with satisfaction when he saw that. When she came home from school, she was scolded by her mother that if she had time to put on makeup, it would be better to learn a new word. A moment later, her younger brother opened the door and had bought that helmet. But Ju Kyung didn't pay attention to that. At this time, Ju Kyung received a text message from Suho asking her to bring him a comic book. So Ju Kyung didn't say anything and hurriedly ran to the comic book store to find the book. When she came out, it started to rain. She stopped for a while and then ran in the heavy rain. Unfortunately, she ran into some thugs at the barbecue restaurant. They cursed Ju Kyung. The thug also said that she was so ugly that she ran out to scare people. Although Ju Kyung kept apologizing, they still wouldn't let it go. The people around Ju Kyung not only didn't stop this thug, but even laughed at her. When Ju Kyung limped over, Suho discovered a wound on her leg. He asked Ju Kyung why she didn't use an umbrella when it was raining. Ju Kyung thought he was asking her to buy an umbrella, so she angrily questioned Suho if he had nothing to do, so he asked her to do chores. In an instant, all the grievances rushed into Ju Kyung's mind. Ju Kyung said that being ugly wasn't her fault. Why did everyone hate her so much? Seeing Ju Kyung crying, Suho quickly took off his coat and put it on her and told her to wait for him here. Then Suho ran out into the rain. After buying the medicine, he immediately returned, coincidentally being seen by Sojun, who was passing by. After arriving at the old place, Suho found that Ju Kyung was not there, so he shouted in worry. When he turned back, he saw Ju Kyung sitting outside. Suho ran to Ju Kyung and carefully treated her leg wound. Actually, Ju Kyung did not know that Suho kept calling her just to get her attention. Sojun saw this scene and got angry and drove away on his motorbike. The next day, when eating, Sojun saw Ju Kyung and Suho flirting with each other again. Sojun could not stand it anymore, so he angrily walked towards Suho. Sojun did not say a word, but threw Suho's food tray on the ground and left. Sojun went straight to sit next to Ju Kyung. Ju Kyung thought Sojun came because of the helmet, but Sojun said he wanted to eat with her. Seeing this scene, Suho couldn't hold it in anymore. He angrily rushed forward and pulled Sojun up. The reason was also because of Ju Kyung. Sojun directly knocked Suho down. Suho stood up to fight back but still couldn't. But Sojun provoked him again. Just as Suho was about to attack, the teacher arrived, so the fight stopped. Soon news of this spread to every corner of the school. The two male gods started fighting over Ju Kyung. Classmates also asked Ju Kyung which of the two male gods she liked. Ju Kyung was extremely embarrassed. With the help of Suah, everyone dispersed, but this kind of rumor continued to spread. To prevent this, her classmates introduced Ju Kyung to the boys to go on dates. By chance, Suho passed by and heard it, and very quickly, the two decided to meet at the cinema. Suho got there first and sat in the last row, where it was the most deserted. The movie continued to play, but Suho's eyes kept looking at the two people in front of him. Suddenly, he discovered that they were doing something, and this time he really couldn't stand it anymore. So he overcame many obstacles to quickly approach them. After separating the two, the result made Suho confused. He really mistook the person. Ju Kyung heard the noise and turned around. Suho rushed straight into the arms of the long-haired guy. Thanks to that, he escaped Ju Kyung's gaze. After the movie ended, the man made an appointment to go on a date again next time. Ju Kyung readily agreed, and before leaving, the man stroked her hair. When Ju Kyung turned around, Suho went straight into the billboard because he didn't want to be discovered. When Ju Kyung returned home, she received a text message from the man. He said that he was very sorry to Ju Kyung because he had a girlfriend but still dated her, so he specially sent a text message to apologize to her. Ju Kyung was very disappointed about this. The love had just begun and it had ended. It turned out that after Ju Kyung left, the man met another woman and was seen by Suho, so Suho followed the man into the bathroom. After Suho threatened him, the man sent a text message saying that he didn't want to see Ju Kyung anymore. The next day, when Sojun went to school, he drove past Ju Kyung on his motorbike. Ju Kyung was so scared that lipstick got on her nose, which made her very angry. Sojun stopped the car and asked if she and Suho were dating. Ju Kyung shook her head and said no. Sojun looked at her appearance and guessed that it really wasn't. This made Ju Kyung look confused. Class time soon came. The teacher asked Suho, Sujin and Ju Kyung to answer the question on the podium. Sojun raised his hand and looked at Sujin and Suho, then at Suho and Ju Kyung. Sojun shook his head and said no, it was absolutely impossible. Every time Ju Kyung took a test, she got 1 point, so of course she didn't know anything. She wanted Suho to help her. Suho looked at her and ignored her. Soon Sujin and Suho finished and went downstairs, leaving only Ju Kyung, who couldn't write a single word. A T this time. The teacher walked over and told her that the students' questions were completely different, so looking at other people's papers wouldn't help. This directly made Sojun laugh. The teacher saw Sojun laughing so happily, so the teacher asked him to answer the question. Ju Kyung happily returned to her seat, but Sojun was like Ju Kyung. Both of them were the worst students in the class, so they couldn't answer. After school, Ju Kyung went to her mother's shop to help. Suddenly, Sojun and his mother also came to the shop. Ju Kyung was extremely panicked when she saw Sojun. She wondered why he was here. When she wasn't wearing makeup, she absolutely couldn't let others see. Ju Kyung's mother saw Sojun and praised him for being handsome and wanted to introduce daughter to him. After Ju Kyung heard that, she was so scared that she jumped straight onto the bed. Unexpectedly, because she was overweight, the bed collapsed. She used the most elegant posture to meet everyone. Sojun also seemed to have discovered something. He looked closely and saw that it was Ju Kyung. It turned out that their mothers had been close friends for many years. Sojun was taking pictures of Ju Kyung until he had taken 99 pictures. Ju Kyung couldn't stand it anymore. She asked her mother to let her go home. Her mother said that she would scare people to death at night if she left her face like this, then told her to go wash her face quickly. Sojun was still holding Ju Kyung's picture. In order to prevent her classmates from finding out, Ju Kyung had to put on makeup again. Sojun's mother asked Ju Kyung if they were classmates. Their relationship must be very good, right? Ju Kyung was speechless. Ju Kyung's mother said that everything would be fine from now on. Her mother even invited Sojun to dinner at home. Ju Kyung hurriedly said that she had to go to cram school tomorrow. Unexpectedly, Sojun exposed Ju Kyung that she was going to a gathering tomorrow. As soon as these words were said, Ju Kyung was directly reprimanded by her mother. At this time, Sojun's mother praised Ju Kyung for being so mature, unlike her Sojun, who always rode his motorbike. Fortunately, Sojun hasn't been riding it recently, so Ju Kyung had a chance to get revenge. She told Sojun's mother that he rode it every day. Sojun just wanted to shut her up, but she pushed him aside and continued talking. Ju Kyung said that Sojun drove so fast that he almost hit her. Sojun's mother asked Ju Kyung that if you saw Sojun riding his motorbike, you assured me. Ju Kyung said that I would complete the mission. The next day the opportunity came. Ju Kyung hurriedly took out her phone and took a photo. After Sojun saw that he also took out the photo he took last night and threatened Ju Kyung. He told her to delete all the photos of him, otherwise he would show them to the whole class. The scene of the two chasing each other was accidentally seen by Suho. After that, Suho found Ju Kyung and told her that if she had nothing to do, she should stop making trouble, and that if she had time, she should go to extra classes. During break time, Ju Kyung saw Sojun and a group of people looking at his cell phone, so she thought her photo had been leaked. She saw Sojun's motorbike key. She grabbed it without saying a word and ran away. After Sojun saw that, he hurriedly chased after her and finally caught her. Suddenly, Suho also walked out. Just like that, her 2 arms were pulled by each person. Ju Kyung glanced at Sojun, then looked at Suho. Then she angrily broke free from the control of the 2 people. Ju Kyung didn't want to be like the last time when the 2 of them fought right in front of her. In the end, all the problems fell on her, so she returned the key to Sojun and told Suho to go too. After saying that, Ju Kyung pushed the 2 people away and she quickly left. After the exam, they decided to go to karaoke. Everyone danced and sang, but Suho was the only one sitting there, absent-minded. Then he saw Ju Kyung's white thighs. Then, he felt quite embarrassed, so he took a pillow and put it on her thighs. After Ju Kyung went to the bathroom and went out, she was suddenly attracted by the singing in the next room. At this time, she looked through the window and saw Sojun's motorbike. After getting off to take revenge on Sojun, she kicked the motorbike wildly, but was accidentally seen by Sojun coming out. He asked her what she was doing. She said she didn't touch the bike. Sojun told Ju Kyung that she thought he was blind. Suddenly, she saw Suho again. To prevent the 2 from fighting when they met, Ju Kyung immediately dragged Sojun away. Unexpectedly, met a group of thugs. Ju Kyung also remembered the last time Sojun was beaten by this group. Sojun told her to go first. Ju Kyung said that although she didn't know martial arts, she couldn't abandon her friends. So Ju Kyung pulled Sojun's hand and ran away. Just in time, this scene was seen by Suecho. Su chased Ju Kyung all the way, afraid that she would be bullied. After a chase, Ju Kyung and Sojun successfully escaped from the gangsters, but Suho caught up with the gangsters, and they also discovered that Suho also studied at Sabom High School. Just as he turned to leave, the gangster stopped Suho. He thought that Suho was sent by Seo-jun, so a fight broke out. Suho studied Taekwondo, so he was not afraid of them, but he alone could not defeat a group of people. Suho was controlled by them, and he was also punched. Just as the second punch was about to be thrown, the patrol police arrived, so thus avoiding a tragedy. On the other side, Ju Kyung was preparing to ride Sojun's motorbike home. Not long after, Seo-jun took her to the comic book store. Unexpectedly, Suho was also there. Now that Ju Kyung saw the 2 of them meet, her heart was haunted. She also thought that the 2 of them must have been husband and wife in their previous life. During the experimental class, Suho pulled Ju Kyung and asked her to sit next to him, and he even gave a bottle of mango juice to his classmate. Then, he gave her another bottle of strawberry juice. Ju Kyung didn't understand what Suho was playing, but she still smiled. During the class, Ju Kyung was holding a bottle of strawberry juice and then turned to look at Suho again. His handsome appearance made Ju Kyung smile unconsciously. At lunchtime, Sojun sat down right next to Ju Kyung, but Ju Kyung told him to stay away from her. Seo-jun said that except for this, he could satisfy her in everything. Then, he directly ate Ju Kyung's favorite fried pork, which made Ju Kyung feel angry. Seo-jun clapped her hands, and the next second, 2 large plates of fried meat were placed in front of her. Some students even took out their cell phones to take pictures of the scene. Ju Kyung returned the keys to Seo-jun, but Seo-jun said that it was useless because he had already parked his car in front of her house. The words startled her. Seo-jun was angry, but did not dare to get angry. When Ju Kyung went to the toilet, she dragged a long piece of toilet paper behind her. Seeing this, Seo-jun stepped on it and even called her a long-tailed monkey. After Ju Kyung saw this, she was extremely embarrassed, so quickly rolled up the paper. At this time, a classmate accidentally bumped into her, and the classmates cheered when they saw this scene. Suho also happened to see this scene. Ju Kyung immediately reacted and pushed Seo-jun aside, and she also said that it was all because of him that she fell. Then she turned around and ran away in shame. In the evening, Ju Kyung received a phone call from Suho, and they agreed to meet at the basketball court. Ju Kyung was very happy to hear it, but when she looked at herself in the mirror, she was stunned by her beauty. So Ju Kyung put on beautiful makeup before going out. The two played with the cat, played basketball together, and walked down the street together. The feelings between the two quickly increased. The next day when Ju Kyung went to school, she discovered that someone was bullying a friend, and this friend was just like her. This made Ju Kyung think of something similar that had happened to her before. By the afternoon, they still didn't let the girl go, so Ju Kyung poured a basin of water on them. She wanted to stop this evil behavior. Seeing someone come in, the bullied girl ran out. Ju Kyung also followed her out. The bullies also scolded scolded Ju-kyung. Soo-jin couldn't bear to hear that, so Soo-jin warned the bullies to be careful when talking to each other in the future. The next day, Ju-kyung went to find a girl named Go-woon because Go-woon had a performance today. Looking at Go-woon's makeup, Ju-kyung saw that Go-woon looked very similar to her before, so Ju-kyung decided to do Go-woon's makeup. After a while, Go-woon suddenly appeared on stage. The audience in the auditorium also admired Go-woon's appearance and kept praising her. At this moment, Go-woon had the confidence she had never had before. Even Ju-kyung's younger brother was stunned. The show ended, and Go-woon hurried over to thank Ju-kyung. At this moment, Seo-jun came over with a bouquet of fresh flowers. Go-woon saw Seo-jun and immediately called out brother. Only then did Ju-kyung know that the two of them were siblings. Ju-kyung was the most beautiful goddess in the city, but every time she took a test, her score was extremely low. When Ju-kyung's mother saw Ju-kyung's report card, the mother was so angry that she had to take out a fan to cool down, but she accidentally blew the fan into the homeroom teacher's face, causing the teacher to immediately cover his eyebrows with his hair. It turned out that the teacher was born without eyebrows. The homeroom teacher worriedly asked Ju-kyung's mother if she saw anything. At this time, Ju-kyung's mother gave the teacher a business card, meaning that she was an eyebrow tattoo artist. When Ju-kyung's mother walked out, she saw the male god in her heart. It was Suho's father. Because he was a big star, he immediately attracted a group of middle-aged women to gather around. At this time, Ju-kyung's mother was captivated by Suho's father's handsomeness. Ju-kyung's mother joked, "Can I buy you with money?" As soon as these words were said, everyone was very surprised. It turned out that Ju-kyung's mother wanted Suho's father to sign an autograph. Ju-kyung was so embarrassed when she saw her mother like that she quickly ran away. Not long after, Suho went to find his father and asking why you came to school. It turned out that the relationship between father and son was not very good. At this moment, Ju-kyung's mother ran over, and even Ju-kyung couldn't stop her. Seeing that Suho and Ju-kyung were classmates, Ju-kyung's mother was extremely happy. Suho walked away shyly. In the afternoon, when it was time for the experimental class, they didn't want to talk to each other because they had argued before. Just as Ju-kyung was about to go out, someone held her back. She thought Suho was holding her back, so she pretended to be angry and told Suho to let go. But when she turned around, she discovered that her shirt was stuck. She was so embarrassed that she ran away. When Ju-kyung got home and took off her socks, she was suddenly startled when she saw Suho in her house. Her mother asked Ju-kyung why she was so surprised. Ju-kyung didn't say anything, but shyly ran upstairs. It turned out that her mother had gone to the comic book store to find Ju-kyung, but accidentally met Suho. Because Suho was the son of the person she admired, so she brought him home. When it was time to eat, Ju-kyung's mother insisted on feeding Suho herself. Ju-kyung's younger brother took Suho's shirt and asked if this shirt was real. Ju-kyung's younger brother immediately asked to borrow Suho's shirt for a few days to wear. Suho heard that and said that if you liked it, I would give it to you. Ju-kyung's younger brother was extremely happy when Suho said that. Ju-kyung kicked her younger brother, but was caught by her younger brother. Then the two started fighting under the table. Her younger brother pulled her, causing Ju-kyung to accidentally fall into Suho's arms. At this moment, the drunken sister returned home and accidentally cut the electric wire, causing the whole house to lose power. Everyone was running around in panic. When Ju-kyung turned on the flashlight, everyone was lying on top of each other. Only the drunk sister was still calmly eating. The next day was Sunday. The sister took Ju-kyung to the sauna. Ju-kyung sat alone in the sauna. After the time was up, she was about to go out when she bumped into Seo-jun. Ju-kyung was scared and quickly turned away. Ju-kyung didn't wear makeup, so she absolutely couldn't let everyone see her face like this. Luckily, Ju-kyung reacted quickly enough. Ju-kyung's heart was about to collapse. She didn't know why these two people were talking so much. They even made a bet on who would get out of the sauna first. An hour later, Ju-kyung's clothes were soaked from the heat. The fat guy asked Seo-jun how his girlfriend was doing, and the fat guy complimented Ju-kyung on her beauty. Seo-jun immediately retorted and told the fat guy what was so beautiful about Ju-kyung. Ju-kyung, who was already very hot, was even angrier when she heard Seo-jun say she was ugly. Only then did the fat guy discover Ju-kyung. He told Seo-jun that it seemed like the girl over there hadn't moved for an hour. Was she dead? The fat guy was about to stand up and call out to her when Ju-kyung covered her nose and said it was comfortable here and told them not to worry about her. The The fat guy said that this was the real expert. The battle between him and Sojun was meaningless. The fat guy ran out to buy ice cream, then Sojun also rushed out. At this time, Ju-kyung finally couldn't hold it in anymore and crawled out. After going out with sister, the sister immediately told Ju-kyung to go to the convenience store to buy food. Ju-kyung was coincidentally seen by Suho, who was not far away. Ju-kyung had just finished buying and turned back when she saw the person she was most afraid of, the beauty girl from her old class who had bullied her. When they saw Ju-kyung, they immediately started mocking her, calling her an ugly duckling. Ju-kyung couldn't stand the humiliation, so she hurriedly left, but after running a short distance, she realized that she had dropped her wallet. At this moment, Suho appeared to take back the wallet from the beauty girl and immediately chased after Ju-kyung. Ju-kyung thought that Suho was also laughing at her like them, discriminating against her ugly appearance. But Suho didn't say anything, but quietly put a hat on Ju-kyung and comforted her that it would be okay. Just this small action made Ju-kyung look at him with a different look. The next day, Sojun was taking care of his skin. He happily danced around in leopard print shorts and did the sexiest dance. Suddenly, Sojun discovered that there were outsiders in the house. Sojun immediately became confused. His sister asked Sojun if he could be normal when he was home. Sojun looked down and greeted Ju-kyung with a calm expression. Then he continued dancing. Finally arriving at a place where no one was, Sojun jumped onto the bed and screamed in embarrassment. After Ju-kyung heard that she said that she didn't see anything just now. Hearing Ju-kyung's words, Sojun became even more embarrassed. After Ju-kyung left, Sojun hurriedly chased her out. He finally grabbed Ju-kyung's hair. The two of them were truly enemies. Ju-kyung suddenly said that she saw everything. Sojun panicked and asked what she saw. Ju-kyung said that she saw leopard print panties. After saying that, Ju-kyung looked down at Sojun's pants, which made Sojun extremely angry. The next day, when Ju-kyung went to school, she went to see Sojun again. She jumped across in front of Sojun. Sojun watched Ju-kyung leave. He felt like he had fallen in love with Ju-kyung. At this time, the thugs had found a photo of Sojun and Ju-kyung. They thought Ju-kyung was Sojun's girlfriend. To get revenge on Sojun, the thugs went to find Ju-kyung. Then, they called Sojun and told him that his girlfriend was in their hands. Then they told him to come there quickly. Coincidentally, at this time, Sojun and Suho were together. Suho was extremely worried when he heard that. At this time, taking advantage of the time when the gangsters weren't paying attention, Ju-kyung made a video call with her classmates. The classmates immediately realized that something was wrong because the people in the video were all gangsters. Sujin immediately realized that this was the place she had been to last time. Suho and Sojun went from room to search, and finally Suho found Ju-kyung first. He didn't say much and immediately rushed over to beat up the gangsters. Even 4 or 5 people couldn't stop Suho. At this time, Sojun had also found the place. He threw his school bag aside and joined the battle. When Seo-jun saw that the gang boss was about to be beaten to death, he hurriedly stopped Suho. But suddenly, Seo-jun saw Ju-kyung's frightened eyes, and then he looked at the gang boss. Seo-jun angrily beat this guy up like crazy. At this time, Ju-kyung's best friend also ran to the scene. Sujin did not say a word and directly kicked the man to the ground. After that, the few of them also joined the fight. The match was extremely fierce. Seo-jun and Suho were taekwondo masters, and with a few martial arts of the girls, it didn't take long for the thugs to be at a disadvantage. With the screams, a perfect match and victory for the group of students. The next day, the karaoke bar owner came to the school, so all of them were punished by the school. After school, Suho went to find the male student who bullied Ju-kyung, then used his school idol power to force the male student to apologize to Ju-kyung. The male student was forced to the point of being helpless. That night, he went to find Ju-kyung. Ju-kyung thought he was going to cause trouble, so she sprayed pepper spray in his face. The boy panicked and said he came here to apologize. After apologizing, the boy ran away. Ju-kyung was still confused by his apology. The next day, Sojun somehow got 50 points on the exam. Everyone shouted in surprise. Even Sojun was surprised by this result. Sojun proudly asked Ju-kyung how many points she got on the exam. Sojun saw that Ju-kyung got 49 points. She was directly despised and ridiculed by him. Meanwhile, Sujin was very angry at this time, because if she didn't get first place on the exam, her father would beat her brutally. That night, Ju-kyung came home. Because her exam score was bad, so her mother threw away all her cosmetics. She was so worried that she burst into tears. At this time, Suho came to find Ju-kyung. Because the door was not closed, he opened the door directly. Just then, Ju-kyung came out crying. He was so scared that he quickly closed the door and hid to the side. After Ju-kyung came out, she went straight to the trash area to find her cosmetics. Seeing that Ju-kyung was sad, Suho took her to eat noodles. Although she was eating noodles, she felt like she was eating abalone. Thanks to Suho's company, Ju-kyung felt much better. After that, Suho took her home. As a result, she stepped on an earthworm. Ju-kyung was too scared to move. Suho had no choice but to sit down and take off her shoes. Afraid that she would fall when standing on one leg, he told her to sit down. Ju-kyung hesitated for a moment and sat on his shoulder. But Suho said he told her to sit over there. Ju-kyung was embarrassed and didn't know what to say. She took her cosmetics and went home, but was stopped by Suho. Then he pressed her against the wall. Ju-kyung also cooperated and closed her eyes. Finally, he gave her a hairpin. The next day, she brought the hairpin to her extra classes. Suho was waiting for Ju-kyung when he saw that Sujin was in a bad mood, so Suho chased after her. After asking, Suho found out that she had not gotten first place in the exam and had been scolded by her father. At this time, Ju-kyung came over and accidentally saw Sujin leaning on Suho and crying. Ju-kyung thought about how Suho had said before that he had someone he liked, which made her misunderstand him. When they went to extra classes, Suho told Ju-kyung to sit next to him, but she pointed behind him. Ju-kyung meant that she didn't want to sit in class with him anymore. After school, Ju-kyung also left early. After returning home, the more she thought about the scene of Sujin hugging Suho, the sadder Ju-kyung felt. Suddenly, Ju-kyung laughed loudly. Then she imagined the doll was Suho and stomped on it for a while. At this moment, her younger brother walked in. Seeing his sister go crazy made him scared and quickly ran away. The next day, Sojun asked Ju-kyung to help him choose a gift for his younger sister. At this time, she received a call from Suho. Before she could say a few words, Suho suddenly heard Sojun's voice. Now Ju-kyung knew that Suho liked Sujin, so she quickly hung up. Suho thought about the person he liked being with another guy. He couldn't hold back anymore. Just as Ju-kyung and Sojun left a hand held the elevator door, the person who came was none other than Suho. He didn't have much to do, so he directly pulled Ju-kyung away. Seeing this, Sojun couldn't do anything. He also grabbed Ju-kyung's other arm. At this time, the elevator door was slowly closing. Suho frantically pressed the button, afraid that Ju-kyung would get stuck in the door. The two of them were like a tug of war. They kept pulling Ju-kyung back and forth. They didn't even pay attention to the elevator. Suho pressed the switch and saw that it didn't work. He had no choice but to follow Ju-kyung and Seo-jun. Suddenly, the elevator broke down, causing them to get stuck inside. Just like that, both of them still didn't want to let go. At this moment, Ju-kyung suddenly wanted to go to the bathroom. She couldn't stand it anymore. The elevator broke down again, so Sojun hurriedly called for help. Meanwhile, Suho suddenly discovered the cup in Sojun's hand, so he immediately took it and gave it to Ju-kyung. This made Seo-jun angry. Ju-kyung told Sojun to quickly call someone to help Datsu. After a minute passed, the elevator maintenance team finally arrived. At this time, Ju-kyung used all her strength. This skill shocked the two men immediately. The next day, the school organized a camping activity. Sujin was surprised to find Sojun and Ju-kyung wearing couple clothes. Suddenly, a male student ran up to Suho, and everyone noticed Suho. Suho kept looking at the two of them. On the school bus, Suho wanted Ju-kyung to sit next to him, but Sujin suddenly sat down there. Ju-kyung had no choice but to sit in the back row, and as a result, Sojun also sat next to her. Everyone quickly started shouting and cheering for them to love each other. At this time, Suho's eyes were on Seo-jun. Suho was extremely angry but couldn't do anything. After arriving at the camping site, everyone took a photo together. At this time, the classmates were shouting that Ju-kyung and Seo-jun were wearing couple clothes, so they should take a picture together. When the teacher saw it, he scolded the two of them for wearing couple clothes to go camping. Ju-kyung quickly denied it. After taking the picture, the classmates started teasing them again, saying that the two of them were dating, otherwise why would they wear couple clothes? Suho was very angry at the side. Ju-kyung told Sojun to take off his shirt. Sojun joked that they had just started and she was already asking him to take off his shirt. Wasn't that a bit hasty? Then the two of them started fighting again. Not long after, the school organized a group game requiring 4 people to form a group. Sua's boyfriend wanted to put Suho and Ju-kyung in a group, so he intentionally pulled Ju-kyung to Suho's side. However, Soo-jin was already in the group, but Soo-ah pulled her boyfriend over, so Joo-kyung accidentally became the extra person. Seo-jun saw this and quickly pulled Joo-kyung into his group. The host asked the 4 people to stand on a piece of paper. The 4 people from Suho's group hugged each other tightly, but Suho's eyes were only on Joo-kyung's group. Very quickly, everyone couldn't hold on any longer. Only 3 groups won points. Then the game started to upgrade. The remaining 3 groups folded the paper into 4. When Seo-jun heard this, he immediately felt that things weren't easy, so he directly picked Joo-kyung up. Suho couldn't stand it anymore. He wanted to rush forward to separate the 2 of them. Luckily, Sua's boyfriend pulled Suho back. The game continued. Sua also jumped on her boyfriend's back. The 4 guys from the 3rd team also hugged each other. Suho had no choice but to pick Soo-jin up. Joo-kyung looked at Suho. Suho also looked at Joo-kyung. In the end, the 3rd group failed. Now only Seo-jun and Suho's group remained. At this time, the game was upgraded again. The host asked the male students to only put 1 foot on the ground. Not long after, Seo-jun's team could not hold on any longer and fell down. In the end, Suho's team was the winning team. Suho saw Joo-kyung helping Seo-jun dust off, which made him even angrier. Soo-jin also happened to discover this. Then it was time for dinner. Suho's eyes were still looking at Joo-kyung. At night, Suho called Joo-kyung out alone. The 2 of them went further and further away. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew. In fact, they did not know that this road was called the Road of No Return. Legend has it that there is something evil here. At this time, they discovered a strange boat on the riverbank. At this time, the group of students were listening to the story from the old man that there was a girl who was not satisfied with the marriage arranged by her parents, so she jumped into the well and left this world. From then on, whoever came near this well would suffer the revenge of the witch. But the group of students did not believe it. They also said that there were no ghosts in this world, so they decided to go find out. At the same time, Suho and Joo-kyung were sitting on the boat talking. When they were about to take a photo, a fly flew by. Joo-kyung panicked and fell into the river. After Suho saved her, the makeup on her face disappeared, revealing her bare face. Soo-jin happened to pass by. Joo-kyung, in order to prevent her classmates from seeing her without makeup, pushed Suho out. Soo-jin also discovered Suho. Suho hurriedly stepped forward to stop Soo-jin, but Joo-kyung accidentally fell to the ground. Soo-jin just wanted to check what it was. Suho lied that it was just a wild boar. Before Soo-jin could suspect anything, Suho pulled her away. At this time, the group of students finally reached the well. The chubby boy seemed to have discovered something. They gathered together and slowly approached the well. They were so scared that they ran away, not even having time to pull up their pants. Joo-kyung hurriedly stuck her head out to check, thinking to herself that they probably wouldn't recognize her. Joo-kyung was about to turn back when she accidentally met Seo-jun, who was looking for her. Suddenly the phone rang. Seo-jun discovered Joo-kyung. Joo-kyung was so scared that she fell from the tree, and Seo-jun was so scared that he fainted. Joo-kyung quickly hid in a secluded place and then sat down on a chair to see who had just sent the message. It turned out to be Suho asking where she was. At this time, Suho also received Joo-kyung's message. She told him that she had returned. Suho took out a box from his pocket. Inside was a necklace. It turned out that he wanted to confess to Joo-kyung. He didn't expect this kind of incident to happen. The next day, Joo-kyung woke up very early to put on her makeup again. She was afraid that her classmates would see her without makeup. After a while, the teacher gathered everyone and said that there were 5 hidden treasures nearby. Whoever found them would have them. So all the students started treasure hunting. Joo-kyung stepped forward and told the teacher that she wasn't feeling well. Seo-jun happened to see her, so he got in the car to find Joo-kyung. He called Joo-kyung several times, but she didn't respond, so he touched her forehead. It turned out that Joo-kyung had a fever, so he quickly got out of the car. A moment later, Seo-jun brought water and medicine and sat next to Joo-kyung. After Joo-kyung took the medicine, Seo-jun took off his coat and covered her. Then he put a small bracelet on Joo-kyung. On the other side, Suho couldn't find Joo-kyung, so he was very worried. Seo-jun saw Suho outside and quickly pulled Joo-kyung's head to his shoulder. After Suho got in the car, he saw the 2 people being intimate. He saw the bracelet on Joo-kyung's hand again. He was about to go and wake Joo-kyung up, but was stopped by Seo-jun. Seeing that he was blocked, Suho couldn't stand it anymore. Suho immediately rushed to fight Seo-jun. Just like that, the 2 people fought over love. Their classmates also saw them, but thought they were playing. Suho and Seo-jun fought and argued. In the end, they both lost, but they still didn't want to give up Joo-kyung. At night, the school prepared another party. At this time, the classmates asked Seo-jun to sing a song, but Seo-jun didn't want to sing. Joo-kyung asked Seo-jun if he really wouldn't go. Seo-jun said that he could go, but she had to agree to his request. Joo-kyung agreed. Then Seo-jun stepped onto the stage. He started singing. Joo-kyung didn't expect Seo-jun to sing so well. Normally in her eyes, Sojun was a man who only knew how to use violence. The next day, when Ju Kyung returned to school, she happily sent the photo that she and Suho took yesterday. But Suho waited for a long time but still didn't see the message. Then he asked Ju Kyung why she hadn't sent it yet. Ju Kyung opened her phone to see and found out that she had mistakenly sent the photo to the boy with glasses' cell phone. He was a busybody. If he knew, it meant that the whole school would know. Ju Kyung hurriedly ran to the boy with glasses and found that he hadn't read the message yet, so she just needed to get his phone back and delete the photo. Ju Kyung discovered that the glasses boy's phone was in his pocket, so Ju Kyung ran towards the glasses boy with all her might. While he wasn't paying attention to the phone, Ju Kyung snatched it and ran back to class. But the phone needed a fingerprint password to unlock, and just as she was about to go find the glasses boy, the teacher came. Fortunately, the glasses boy didn't notice during class, but Ju Kyung was very worried. After 2 classes, the glasses boy fell asleep, so Ju Kyung quickly lifted his finger and successfully unlocked it. Just as she was about to delete the photo, the glasses boy woke up. He asked Ju Kyung why she took his phone. Sojun suddenly appeared and took the phone. Seeing the photo of Ju Kyung and Suho together, Sojun was stunned for a moment. Ju Kyung immediately snatched the phone and successfully deleted the photo. Sojun looked at Suho with a very unhappy expression. The next day, Ju Kyung and Suho met. Ju Kyung disguised herself very carefully because being in love while still in school was too stressful. She once thought about being crushed by all the girls in school, so she had to be careful. She always chose the farthest place from school to date. Even when eating, she would choose the most hidden restaurant. The two of them even ordered a couple's meal, but ended up with only one set of utensils. They looked at the people at the next table. Only then did they realize that the couple's package was like this. So Suho fed Ju Kyung, but at this moment the waiter ran over and saw this embarrassing scene. Turns out that just now, she brought up a missing set of cutlery. Suddenly, Ju Kyung was startled because she saw her classmates coming to greet her. Ju Kyung immediately told Suho to quickly hide under the table. Her classmates asked Ju Kyung who she was eating with. She quickly said she was alone, but her classmates didn't believe her. They said that one person couldn't order for a couple. Suho below didn't dare to move. The classmates saw this and pretended to leave. Suddenly a butt appeared. Ju Kyung was extremely scared. The male student wearing glasses rationally said that they should still respect other people's privacy. Just like that, he greeted Suho and said a few more jokes before turning around and leaving. On Sunday, Ju Kyung went to look for a part-time job to earn money for tuition because of her lack of experience, so they didn't want to hire her. When she went into the bathroom in a disappointed mood, she saw a pervert changing clothes in the girls' bathroom, only to find out that this pervert was Sojun. Ju Kyung asked him why he was in the women's restroom. Sojun noticed that there didn't seem to be a urinal nearby, so he ran away. It turned out that Sojun was working part-time at this store. He came here today to take a poster photo with his handsome face. Sojun just needed to pose casually, and he would have countless beautiful photos. Ju Kyung also came to watch this scene. At this time, the director saw Ju Kyung's figure, plus the fact that the model had a conflicting schedule today, so the director decided to let Ju Kyung take this place. Ju Kyung heard that she could make money and immediately agreed. Because Ju Kyung was inexperienced, Sojun didn't want to cooperate with her. The photographer saw that they weren't in the right position, so he told them to take a break. During the break, Ju Kyung felt very hot, so she lifted her skirt and fanned herself frantically. Even Sojun couldn't stand it anymore. Ju Kyung also wanted to help Sojun wipe his sweat, but he stopped her. Then he pushed her down on the sofa, and the two looked at each other. Sojun said that he was also a man. Ju Kyung replied that of course he was a man. Could it be that he was a woman? At this time, the photographer who came over was very happy to see this scene. He quickly picked up the camera and took a photo right away. The two of them cooperated very well. Sojun also took the opportunity to lean close to Ju Kyung, making her feel a little shy. After taking the photo, Ju Kyung took the initiative to invite Sojun to eat to thank him for helping her earn money today. Ju Kyung didn't know that Sojun couldn't eat spicy food, but he didn't want her to be sad, so he still tried to eat it all. After finishing eating, the two of them went home. On this side, a couple was feeding pigeons when an uncle suddenly caught the food. Then he put it in his mouth and ate it. The couple looked at the uncle with contempt. Then they threw some more more food, but the uncle still caught it. Then he started eating it again, and he even learned how pigeons beg for food. This scene was accidentally seen by Soo-ho. Soo-ho was talking on the phone with Joo-kyung, but her father ran over and hung up. It turned out that Joo-kyung's father was trying to get money from the person who had cheated him, so he chose to run away from home. After that, Soo-ho took Joo-kyung's father home. The father still didn't know that Soo-ho was in love with his daughter, and it seemed that the two of them were very compatible. They ate turkey noodles together, watched a football match together, and even hugged each other excitedly. The next morning, Joo-kyung's father told Soo-ho that he would be home later and asked Soo-ho to help keep it a secret. Soo-ho agreed. That night, Soo-ho and Joo-kyung went on a date when suddenly a bus passed by and splashed water on Joo-kyung. Soo-ho quickly hugged Joo-kyung, but this scene was accidentally seen by Soo-jin, who had feelings for Soo-ho. Seeing the intimate behavior of the two made Soo-jin extremely sad. Because Joo-kyung's clothes were wet, Soo-ho took her home. After she changed her clothes and stepped out, the food arrived just in time. At this moment, a head slowly appeared, and he was Joo-kyung's father. It turned out that while he was cleaning, he saw a bottle of good wine. He intended to take only a small sip, but accidentally drank the whole bottle. Just like that, he slept until now. When he wanted to take the opportunity to leave quickly, he heard Soo-ho's voice. He had no choice but to hide under the table. Joo-kyung and Soo-ho also went to that table. Joo-kyung's father still didn't know that Joo-kyung was outside. The two of them were still eating pizza. This made Joo-kyung's father unable to resist his craving, so he secretly reached out and took a piece and started eating a big bite. Because the two of them were watching a horror movie, they were very nervous. Joo-kyung's father saw it and said that this guy dared to bring a girl home and praised Soo-ho for being very brave. Finally, a female ghost rushed out, which scared Soo-ho. He unconsciously approached Joo-kyung, and their eyes met. Seeing the opportunity, Soo-ho slowly leaned towards Joo-kyung. Joo-kyung's father also quietly stuck his head out to see what Soo-ho's girlfriend looked like. He recognized it as Joo-kyung at first glance, which made him angry. Just as they were about to kiss, Joo-kyung's father grabbed Soo-ho's leg, which scared the two of them because they thought a ghost had appeared. When Joo-kyung clearly saw the face of the man below her, she immediately became confused. It turned out to be her father. Seeing this, Joo-kyung was extremely worried. After that, the father and daughter went home together. The father told Joo-kyung that she was absolutely not allowed to sleep with any men before getting married. But Joo-kyung felt that she was really embarrassed just now. For reasons of confidentiality, the father and daughter came to an agreement. The father helped his daughter hide their relationship from her mother, and the daughter helped her father hide the fact that he was staying at someone else's house from her mother. The next day when she went to school, so that Soo-ho wouldn't be taken away by someone else, Soo-jin told Joo-kyung that I liked Soo-ho. Joo-kyung was stunned after hearing that because she was currently dating Soo-ho. Joo-kyung decided to tell Soo-jin about this. When Soo-jin heard that Joo-kyung and Soo-ho were dating, she was very angry. Soo-jin didn't say anything and directly splashed juice on Joo-kyung's face. They used to be best friends, but ended up turning against each other. Suddenly, Joo-kyung stood up and shouted loudly. It turned out that everything was just a dream. But dreams often reflect reality. They were the two male gods of the school, but loved the same girl. That day, they went to Joo-kyung's house to make mandu. Joo-kyung's mother kept praising Soo-jin for being handsome and skillful, while Joo-kyung's father was very attentive to Soo-ho. The mother told Joo-kyung that when she found a boyfriend in the future, she should choose one of these two. Joo-kyung just smiled shyly. Joo-kyung's father said he would vote for Soo-ho. Her younger brother also agreed to vote, but Joo-kyung's mother said that her favorite son-in-law was Soo-jun. Soo-ho was not to be outdone. He said that his father would perform in 2 days, and he would get a ticket for Joo-kyung's mother. Joo-kyung's mother was stunned after hearing this. Soo-ho's father was her male idol, so this put her in a difficult situation. Suddenly, she thought of another way. She would vote for the person who made the better mandu. As soon as these words were said, Soo-ho and Soo-jun immediately became excited. Although they appeared calm on the outside, the battle between the boys was secretly breaking out. The two of them rolled the dough faster and faster because both of them were determined to win this battle. Both of them used their hands that had been single for 20 years to create some pretty mandu. Joo-kyung's family was very surprised. Now they not only demanded quality, but also attractiveness. After a while, they were able to wrap a large amount of mandu, but things didn't stop there. Soo-ho carved a golden dragon with 9 claws, while Soo-jun made an extraordinary crane. Joo-kyung's parents were shocked by these masterpieces. They didn't expect Soo-jun and Soo-ho to have such talent. It was just a mandu, but it gave off a 5-star feeling. As a result, Joo-kyung's father accidentally touched it, and the masterpiece collapsed. In the end, the mother announced that Soo-jun won. Soo-jun directly looked down on Soo-ho. While waiting for the mandu to cook, Suho went to Ju Kyung's room to chat with her. Suddenly he saw pictures of her when she was young, which made Suho think for a while. When he was young, he was sad because of his mother. There was a girl in the comic book store who always thought of different ways to cheer him up. It turned out to be Ju Kyung, but Suho didn't tell her. Instead, he asked her for a picture of her when she was young, but Ju Kyung thought she was ugly and didn't agree. So the two of them fought, and just like that, they fell onto the bed. If it wasn't unexpected, something unexpected would definitely happen. Ju Kyung's father angrily stepped forward and hit Ju Kyung. He said she was at home, how dare she do such a thing, and he told Suho that love must be healthy and pure. It was time to eat very quickly. Sojun and Suho went to get a table. Sojun asked why the two of them were arguing. Sometimes it was love, sometimes it was friendship. Suho said that their arguing had nothing to do with Sojun. Sojun got angry when he heard that. He immediately told Suho that if he saw Ju Kyung unhappy, he would take her back. As soon as these words were said, Suho angrily grabbed Sojun. The people downstairs were studying their work when they heard a thunderous sound from upstairs. The two of them rolled down the stairs. Not paying attention to their surroundings, they continued to fight. Ju Kyung's family was stunned and suddenly realized something was wrong. It turned out that Ju Kyung's parents were witnessing it. They finally used the Ju Kyung family's traditional method of reconciliation. That was to cut each other's toenails at the same time and say I love you. After the two of them walked out of the house, what they had just done made them feel disgusted. After kicking the air, the two of them looked at each other again. Then they ran away in disgust. The next day, while Suho was waiting for the bus, he suddenly saw that his dead friend's song had been stolen. On the other side, Sojun, who was working as a part-time model, also discovered that the three of them used to be close friends. For many reasons, Seyun's death and some misunderstandings caused the two to turn their backs on each other. At this time, they desperately ran to the recording company to ask for an explanation. When they crossed the street, a car was rushing towards them, and due to carelessness, both of them were hit by the car. After hearing the news of their accident, Ju Kyung immediately ran to the hospital, but she didn't know who was lying on the bed. She burst into tears as soon as she arrived, and when she saw Suho pushing the door open, Ju Kyung realized that she had mistaken the person. At this time, Sojun also stood up and asked who she was. At this time, Ju Kyung didn't know what to do. She had no choice but to jump into Suho's arms. Sojun asked who he was hugging. Suho lied and said that she was his cousin, but Sojun still had a little bit doubts. In order to not be discovered, Ju Kyung had to wear a piece of cloth on his head while the two were talking. Sojun felt very strange. The conversation between the two was not like that of cousins at all. Ju Kyung was afraid of being exposed, so she quickly left. The next day, Sojun wanted to go to the toilet, but it was inconvenient because both of his arms were broken. Suho walked in and saw Sojun shaking a little, so Suho asked him what was wrong. Sojun said it was okay. Suho didn't care about him anymore, but Sojun couldn't hold it in anymore. Sojun said he wanted to go to the toilet, but Suho didn't want to help Sojun. Suho even told Sojun to call the nurse himself, but in the end, Suho still couldn't escape taking Sojun to the toilet. At this time, Ju Kyung also put on beautiful makeup and went to the hospital. When she opened the door, she was extremely surprised to see Sojun and Suho lying on top of each other. Suho hurriedly explained that he was changing clothes for Sojun. Sojun saw that the two of them were talking about love and felt very unhappy, so he stood up and went out. Suho thought that Sojun was going to the bathroom, so he asked Sojun if you needed help. Ju Kyung was shocked. She thought that this could help, but when she saw Sojun's hand, Ju Kyung understood. Sojun asked her to stop imagining the scenes in her head. Sojun then ran away embarrassed. Ju Kyung was afraid that Suho would be bored, so she brought him some books from the comic book store, but the books fell to the ground. The two of them bent down to pick it up at the same time, but their shirts accidentally got stuck together. While they were trying to untangle it, her younger brother, who was told by mother to visit Suho, happened to see this scene. After putting the chicken soup down, the younger brother told the two of them to continue. He was going first. The two of them started to untangle their hair again, and coincidentally they heard the voices of Sojun's friends outside. If they saw this scene, the whole school would definitely know. Seeing that there was no time, Suho asked Ju Kyung to hide in his bed. He had just covered himself with a blanket when they rushed in, but Sojun wasn't there. At this time, Suho's classmates also came to visit him. They looked at him for a while, then insisted on lifting his blanket to see, which made Suho extremely scared. Ju Kyung was also trembling in fear under the blanket. On the other side, after Ju Kyung's younger brother came out, he met the goddess he had a crush on. It was obvious that Go Woon didn't like him very much, so Ju Kyung's younger brother started begging for Go Woon's sympathy. Just then Seojun walked over. Go-woon saw Seojun and called out to brother. This surprised Ju-kyung's younger brother. He didn't expect that the two of them were siblings. He had previously thought that Go-woon was Seojun's girlfriend, so he used every means to target Seojun. He even stuck Seojun's picture on a punching bag and punched it every day. Ju-kyung's younger brother didn't expect that Seojun would be the one who liked his older sister. Seojun told him to give up on this idea. Seojun said that Go-woon didn't like him at all. But Ju-kyung's younger brother had lost his shame and said that he only liked Go-woon. Before leaving, he said goodbye to Seojun, which made Seojun extremely angry. Go-woon hung his underwear around the brother's neck and then left. The hospital room was very noisy. They were eating and playing around. This really made Ju-kyung helpless. When they saw Seojun return, they rushed over to greet him and started crying bitterly. At this time, the classmates took out their underwear from their pockets, which turned out to be leopard print pants. Then they put them on their heads and praised how beautiful the pants were. The curly-haired guy saw Suho sweating and wiped it for him. Suho said he could wipe it himself. The curly-haired guy immediately asked to wipe Suho's feet. Suddenly, the curly-haired guy noticed that Suho was wearing pink socks. This scared them. The curly-haired guy said Suho's legs were too soft and asked if he liked pink. Seojun seemed to understand something. To save the situation, he told these friends to go home quickly, but they said they wanted to stay here for the night out of loyalty. This scared Ju-kyung, and in the end, they were all chased away by Seojun. Seojun also followed them outside. Ju-kyung saw that everyone had left and immediately stood up. She didn't even have time to put on her shoes before running away. After Seojun and Suho were discharged from the hospital, they sat down together on the bench to rest. Suddenly, a cigarette butt was thrown at their feet. At this time, a fat uncle came over. Thinking that he was alone, Seojun boldly stood up and criticized him. Suddenly, a group of people got out of the car, and Seojun immediately felt danger. The fat uncle told Seojun to come over to him. Seojun was about to leave when Suho stopped him. Suho said to let him handle this matter. Seeing Seojun standing up and running away, Suho panicked and wanted to run after him. Luckily, Seojun still had a conscience and came back. After a chase, they finally caught up, but Seojun and Suho accidentally fell into the manure pit. Just like that, the two of them were covered in chicken feces all over their bodies. The uncles didn't step forward to hit them because they were too stinky. They just mocked the two of them a few sentences and then hurriedly left. Suho blamed Seojun for not standing firm. A moment later, the two of them sat on a cart, laughing at each other for looking so pathetic. After Seojun followed Suho home, they ate instant noodles together. After eating the noodles, they still weren't full, so they added more rice to the noodles. It tasted delicious. Suddenly, the phone rang and Suho hurriedly answered the phone. Seojun said it was his phone. Seojun also told Suho that it seemed like Sujin liked him, so Ju-kyung didn't want to make their relationship public. Suho also thought about the gift Sujin gave him last time. Later, Ju-kyung sent a message. Suho didn't want Seojun to hear it, so he went to a secret place. Ju-kyung asked Suho how he was today. Suho told her what happened today. Ju-kyung laughed after listening. She also reminded him to eat more vegetables and fruits. It would help his legs recover faster. Suho felt warm inside after hearing this. Then the two of them exchanged love, and Ju-kyung even sent him a kiss through the screen. Just then, Ju-kyung's younger brother rushed in and told Era to come out and receive something. Ju-kyung asked what it was. It turned out to be a fart. Ju-kyung immediately chased after her younger brother. At this moment, she suddenly remembered that she was wearing pajamas with a cow pattern on her lower body. At this moment, she was really embarrassed. After wishing Suho good night, she quickly hung up the phone. Early the next morning, Ju-kyung was very happy because she could go see her boyfriend today. As soon as she left the house, she saw Suho waiting for her at the door. Then they held hands and went to school. At school, Sujin deliberately approached a new transfer student just because she and Ju-kyung used to go to the same school. After Ju-kyung said goodbye to Suho, Sujin called Ju-kyung back. Ju-kyung turned around and saw two people walking towards her. She was stunned for a moment, not because the girl in front of her was ugly, but because seeing that girl reminded Ju-kyung of the time when she was bullied before. That girl even stood next to her and took a picture of her. Ju-kyung also considered this girl as her best friend before, but Ju-kyung didn't know why this friend treated her like that. Haemin asked Ju-kyung what her name was. At this moment, Sujin revealed a smug expression. Ju-kyung ignored Haemin and pulled Sujin away. Looking at the backs of the two people leaving, Haemin wasn't sure if Ju-kyung was her old classmate, but Ju-kyung knew that all of this was intentionally arranged by Sujin. Sujin wanted Ju-kyung's past to recur at the school. That night, Soo-jin went to find the school beauty who studied with Joo-kyung. Soo-jin and the school beauty told the school beauty that Joo-kyung is now the ugly duckling from before, so they took a taxi to Joo-kyung's house to find her to deal with her when they were accidentally seen by So-jun, who was passing by. When they just arrived at Joo-kyung's house, So-jun pulled them aside. The school beauty thought that Joo-kyung and So-jun were in love, so she showed So-jun the bare face photo of Joo-kyung. They thought So-jun would be shocked, but So-jun said that in his eyes, Joo-kyung is prettier than people like them. Then he took her phone and smashed it on the ground. The school beauty was very angry. So-jun warned them that if they dared to cause trouble for Joo-kyung, he would not forgive them. The next day, when Joo-kyung went to school, everyone looked at her with strange eyes. When she entered the classroom, Soo-ah asked her if this was true. After saying that, Soo-ah gave Joo-kyung the phone to see. Joo-kyung saw the video of her bare face being leaked. At this moment, Joo-kyung felt like the sky was falling. Faced with everyone's criticism, Joo-kyung ran out the door in fear. Soo-jin's expression was very smug at this moment. Suddenly, Joo-kyung was stopped by a group of female bullies and pulled aside. Haemin saw it and felt scared. Then they dragged Joo-kyung into the bathroom and used tissue to wipe off the makeup on her face to see how ugly she looked without makeup. At this time, Suho came in time and stopped them. Joo-kyung couldn't stand this humiliation anymore. She ran away again. Suho chased after her frantically. On the other side, the fat friend also went to So-jun and showed him Joo-kyung's previous videos. So-jun immediately understood something. Joo-kyung's younger brother heard some classmates talking about his sister, so he couldn't stand it anymore. He rushed forward and started fighting with them, even though he was at a disadvantage. On this side, So-jun went to Joo-kyung's old school and looked for the school beauty. He loudly told her to delete the video. The school beauty said that it wasn't her who did it. So-jun said that if it wasn't her, then who? The school beauty asked So-jun to think about who revealed Joo-kyung's true identity. So-jun seemed to understand something. He went back to class and went straight to Soo-jin. In order not to affect their friendship, So-jun didn't say it directly in front of the class. Instead, he pulled Soo-jin out and questioned Soo-jin about why she was such a bad person. So-jun told her to delete the video immediately. Soo-jin did not deny that she did it. She even said that the whole school had seen the video and it would be useless to delete it. So-jun told Soo-jin that she thought the one who was ruined was Joo-kyung. Actually, Soo-jin was ruining herself. The teachers also knew about this. When the homeroom teacher came to class and saw the classmates talking about Joo-kyung, he could not help but reprimand them. The teacher was really disappointed and told the students how they could laugh happily when watching a video of a classmate being hurt. Joo-kyung being hurt was a joke to them. All the students below were silent. Joo-kyung locked herself in her room every day. Her father told her to eat, but Joo-kyung refused to eat. So her father came up with a way, which was to grill meat right in front of Joo-kyung's room. The scent filled the room. This was probably the father's intense love. At school, Go-woon went to find the forum administrator and asked the administrator to let the video be posted. So-jun accidentally saw his sister being bullied. He was about to go to the rescue when Joo-kyung's younger brother was one step ahead. He wanted to save the person he loved, but because his body was too weak, he couldn't even match So-jun's scream. So-jun told everyone to be quiet. Seeing that Joo-kyung's younger brother was very happy, So-jun helped his sister stand up. Through the conversation between the two of them, they found out that Go-woon was So-jun's younger sister. They were extremely shocked. So-jun grabbed the administrator and used his beauty to convince the administrator. He asked her to delete the video. At this time, the homeroom teacher made an appointment to meet Joo-kyung's mother and showed her the video of Joo-kyung being bullied. She couldn't believe that the person in the video was her daughter. At this moment, she finally understood why Joo-kyung wore makeup every day to school. That night, Joo-kyung went to find Soo-jin. Although Joo-kyung didn't expect it to be Soo-jin, Soo-jin was the only one who knew her bare face. When confronting Joo-kyung, Soo-jin admitted that she did it. Soo-jin then went back into the house, leaving Joo-kyung hurt. Joo-kyung was heartbroken and wondering why her best friend hurt her. When Joo-kyung returned home, her mother couldn't help but hug her. Her sister told her that her mother had gone to school, and her mother blamed Joo-kyung for not telling with mother. Why did she suffer like this alone? Joo-kyung said that she was afraid that her mother would worry, so she didn't say anything. The mother decided to take Joo-kyung for plastic surgery, but the doctor said that this facial plastic surgery would cost hundreds of millions. Joo-kyung Kyung's mother said that as long as my daughter became a goddess, any amount of money would be fine. The most basic thing was to have double eyelids, so she had to open the inner corners of her eyes and fill her nose with silicone. As for the tip of her nose, she just needed to use cartilage from her left ear to make it a little sharper. Finally, use flesh from her buttocks to add to the chin below her face, which would make her face look more harmonious. The final look would look like this. The mother could tell at a glance that this was very similar to Ju Kyung's appearance after makeup. Why did she need plastic surgery? It wasn't as good as Ju Kyung's makeup skills. Then the mother pulled Ju Kyung and turned to leave. When they got back to the car, mother wanted to transfer Ju Kyung to an environment where no one knew her. This way, no one would know that her classmates hated her because of her appearance. That night, Suho went to find Ju Kyung and told her that whether she wore makeup or not, he still liked her, because inner beauty is true beauty, while appearance doesn't show anything. Then Suho took Ju Kyung home. Suho thought about the scene where his classmates cheered Suha up, so Suho went to the comic book store and turned on his phone camera. He danced and showed his feelings for Ju Kyung through the screen. Ju Kyung saw the video. Her face was full of smiles. The mother made Ju Kyung's favorite grilled meat. Her younger brother invited her down for dinner, but she didn't answer. Her younger brother was shocked when he opened the door to an empty room with no one there. It snowed suddenly at school. Ju Kyung was wearing small leather shoes. Her classmates saw her and they all looked scared. Ju Kyung walked into the hallway and the students couldn't believe it. It turned out that Ju Kyung wasn't wearing makeup. After she entered the classroom, her classmates didn't laugh at her like before. At this point, she had overcome her own fear. Ju Kyung tried her best to continue smiling. Her classmates also greeted her warmly. Suddenly, her best friend Suha ran out. Ju Kyung saw this and quickly chased after Suha. Suddenly, Ju Kyung saw the girls bullying her. Because of what happened before, so Ju Kyung was so scared that she hid in the bathroom. As a result, those girls also went in there. They even thought that an ugly girl like Ju Kyung wasn't worthy of Suho. All the harsh words flooded her mind. Ju Kyung only dared to go out when they left. She suddenly felt why she should be afraid of them, so she angrily ran out to call them back, and even told them to take back the bad words they had just said. As soon as these words were said, the bad friends just laughed. They wondered where Ju Kyung got the courage from. Ju Kyung proudly said that she was dating Suho. He was her boyfriend. Ju Kyung also said that Suho was not the type of person who only cared about appearances. No matter what she became, Suho would still like her. Ju Kyung also said that if she ever heard them talking about her and Suho again in the future, she would directly teach them a lesson. The classmates all praised Ju Kyung for being so amazing. Suho also laughed when he heard this. After saying that, Ju Kyung angrily pushed them away, only to see Suho walking towards her. Under everyone's eyes, he directly kissed Ju Kyung on the forehead. This action shocked everyone. Then he hugged Ju Kyung and stroked her hair. This news can be said to have shocked the whole school. The real top student really fell in love with an ugly girl. The two held hands and returned to class. The classmates were shocked. Suha didn't know why, but seemed very angry. All of Sujin's plans still couldn't separate the two of them. After school, Sujin went to find Ju Kyung again. Sujin asked if Ju Kyung's appearance was intentional to gain sympathy. Before Sujin could finish speaking, Suha directly rushed in. Suha picked up the things and threw them at Sujin. Suha said that Sujin had really disappointed her. It turned out that Suha already knew that the person who posted the video was Sujin. That day after Sojun pulled Sujin out, Suha also followed, and she heard all their conversations. Suha thought Sujin was just thinking too immaturely. When Ju Kyung arrived, Sujin would definitely apologize, but the result was that what Sujin had just said to Ju Kyung was clearly heard by Suha. Suha was really disappointed, then ran away angrily. Seeing this, Ju Kyung hurriedly chased Suha out. Ju Kyung caught up with Suha on the basketball court and hugged her. Ju Kyung said that it was my fault for not telling you because I was afraid of losing a friend like you. But what made Suha angry was why when they were having so much fun together, Ju Kyung only told Sujin everything. Meanwhile, Ju Kyung didn't say anything to her. Ju Kyung kept saying sorry. At this time, the misunderstanding between the two was finally resolved. They hugged each other tightly. Everyone around looked at them stupidly. After school, the two of them went to buy big chicken thighs on the roadside and suddenly saw the beauty girl bullying Haimin. At this moment, Ju Kyung couldn't stand it anymore. She was about to start a big fight with them. Suha stood by not knowing what Ju Kyung was going to do. Ju Kyung faced the beauty girl who had bullied her, and she decided not to stand it anymore. She threw a sausage at the beauty girl, which made the beauty girl very angry. Ju Kyung, Suha, and Haimin started to fight. Although the group of three, Ju Kyung, had no fighting experience, their resentment made them full of strength. At first, the three of them seemed to have the upper hand, but after a while, the situation gradually became balanced. They rushed to pull each other's hair, and suddenly, the beauty girl's accomplice arrived. Just as he was about to hit Hae-jin, Seo-jun's best friend appeared. He directly used his height of 1 m and weight of nearly 100 kilograms to scold the beauty girl group. This made the beauty girl and the others extremely scared. The fat friend told Ju Kyung and the others to leave first, leaving this place to him. After this battle, the three girls also established a deep friendship. They became good friends and talked about everything. After returning home, Ju Kyung was so tired that she lay in bed. She said she wanted to call Suho, but accidentally fell asleep. Suho waited on the other side from 12 to 3 in the morning, but still did not receive Ju Kyung's call. He thought her phone was broken, so Suho called the curly-haired Tae-hoon. The call in the middle of the night made Tae-hoon very angry and hung up the phone. Early the next morning, Ju Kyung hurriedly called Suho. Although Suho had his phone on his head, because he had not slept all night, he was too sleepy, resulting in Ju Kyung calling without him knowing. Ju Kyung then goes to her mother's eyebrow tattoo shop and finds out that her mother has secretly signed her up for a makeup class. This made Ju Kyung extremely happy. She hugged her mother in her arms and kissed her mother passionately. Then she went to school. Suho caught up with her. He asked her why she didn't answer the phone last night. Ju Kyung asked if he could give her some space. "Do I have to call for every little thing?" She said she wanted to be more free. Suho hugged her from behind. He asked Ju Kyung what she meant. Did she want to break up? Ju Kyung said Suho was really boring. Just then Seo-jun stopped his motorbike. Ju Kyung happily got on the motorbike. Looking at the backs of the two people leaving, Suho knelt down on the ground in pain and helplessness. It turned out that just now was just a dream. That night, Seo-jun went to the taekwondo gym to play with Suho. Seo-jun also said that fighting would feel better than practicing. Suho said that Seo-jun like that definitely wouldn't be able to defeat someone who practiced. While talking, the two competed to see who was better. But in the first round, Seo-jun was thrown over Suho's shoulder and fell to the ground. In the second round, Seo-jun grabbed Suho's waist and directly pushed Suho to the ground. Suho used his leg to lock Seo-jun's neck and successfully escaped. But in the end, Suho caught Seo-jun. Then Suho used his leg to lock Seo-jun's neck. After 3 seconds, Seo-jun admitted defeat, and the two of them lay exhausted on the ground. Because of defeat, so Seo-jun had to listen to Suho. Suho asked Seo-jun to sing on the street. As soon as Seo-jun's voice started, it attracted a group of people to film. Suho watched Seo-jun sing with a small smile on his lips. Then the two went to eat pizza together. Suho asked what he wanted Seo-jun to do if he won. Seo-jun said he wanted to confess to Ju Kyung to hear her reject him personally, then he could give up. Suho was silent. The next day, Suho and Ju Kyung went shopping together. Ju Kyung's cell phone suddenly rang, and when she looked, it was Seo-jun calling. Suho knew that Seo-jun would confess to Ju Kyung, so he told her to go see Seo-jun. Ju Kyung and Seo-jun met very quickly. Seo-jun told Ju Kyung that he liked a girl, but that girl already had a boyfriend. Ju Kyung innocently told Seo-jun to go and steal her back. Seo-jun burst out laughing as soon as these words were said. Suddenly, Ju Kyung seemed to understand something. She asked Seo-jun if she was Sua. Ju Kyung also said that Sua already had a boyfriend. Ju Kyung told Seo-jun that he couldn't steal this love. Seo-jun was helpless and didn't know what to say to Ju Kyung. But looking at Ju Kyung's innocent face, Seo-jun loved her even more. The next day, Ju Kyung got a beautiful hairstyle and went to the zoo with Suho. Then they went to the cafe. The two even drew portraits of each other. Then the two of them went to the beach. This happy appearance made people jealous. But at this time, the two of them still didn't know that a breakup was waiting for them. On the other side, Seo-jun went to Suho's house and knocked on the door frantically. He called, but no one answered. It seemed like Seo-jun had something urgent. It wasn't until evening that Suho was still not found. It turned out that Suho's father had fainted from a brain hemorrhage in the US and was currently undergoing surgery. Suho felt extremely heavy-hearted when he heard this news and had no choice but to go to the US to take care of his father. Faced with separation, both of them couldn't bear to be apart. Finally, Suho began his journey to the US. Looking at Suho's back as he left, Ju Kyung tried not to cry. Until she could no longer see Suho, she burst into tears. Seo-jun didn't know what to say. He just silently protected Ju Kyung. And Suho on the plane also kept crying. Time passed by in a flash. 2 years had passed. Ju Kyung and her friends drank too much at the class reunion. Seo-jun came to pick her up. It turned out that Suho hadn't been back for 2 years. At first, when he went to America, the doctor said that his father could be discharged tomorrow. He had also prepared his luggage to return home. Unexpectedly that day, his father's condition became worse. worse, so Suho had to stay in America. During this time, he called Ju Kyung and hoping that the two of them could break up. He didn't want Ju Kyung to wait like this forever. Ju Kyung cried heartbrokenly and didn't agree to Suho's request. After saying that, she hung up the phone. So Jun and Ju Kyung walked out of the hotel. He wanted to carry Ju Kyung home, but Ju Kyung ran to a seafood place to catch an octopus. So Jun had no choice but to follow her and clean up the mess. He had no choice but to pick up Ju Kyung and run away. Then he took her to a square. Ju Kyung kept introducing girlfriends to So Jun, which made him very angry. So Jun warned Ju Kyung not to ask him to meet other girls in the future. The two looked at each other. So Jun hugged Ju Kyung. The next day, Ju Kyung woke up in bed, suddenly remembering what happened last night. She kept asking her younger brother to bring her water. As soon as Ju Kyung finished speaking, her younger brother walked out from beside her. Only then did she know that So Jun had slept at her house last night. Mom said that So Jun had carried her home in the middle of the night. Could I let him come back like that? Ju Kyung deliberately said that she didn't even remember what happened last night. She had no memory after leaving the hotel. After eating, Ju Kyung chased So Jun out of the house. Then she turned and went back inside. So Jun called her back and asked her if she really didn't remember anything last night. Ju Kyung quickly said she didn't remember. So Jun said that they kissed. As soon as So Jun finished speaking, Ju Kyung's body immediately stiffened. Ju Kyung said that it was better not to kiss. Didn't he remember everything? It turned out that So Jun hadn't kissed her last night because Suho was his best friend. So Jun didn't want to take advantage of Ju Kyung's unconsciousness to do something wrong to his best friend. Ju Kyung returned to her room and she finally realized that So Jun liked her. Ju Kyung couldn't believe that night. So Jun asked Ju Kyung out to eat and he was about to officially confess to her, but So Jun didn't force Ju Kyung to answer. So Jun only said that he hoped she could go on 3 dates with him. Consider it a respect for his confession. After Ju Kyung returned home, she took out the gift Suho gave her before. Many years had passed, but Ju Kyung still hadn't completely let go of Suho. In Korea, there is a legend that when the first snow falls, you will meet the person you want to meet. Ju Kyung looked at her boyfriend who had disappeared for 3 years. She couldn't believe her eyes. Suho walked towards Ju Kyung step by step. Her eyes were filled with tears. Suho told her that he came here as soon as he got off the plane. Then he caressed her face. Ju Kyung shook his hand away and said that they had broken up. Suho said that he missed her a lot, but Ju Kyung said that she didn't miss him. After saying that, she sadly ran away. Suho hurriedly chased after Ju Kyung. Suddenly, Ju Kyung's stomach hurt terribly. Without saying anything, Suho immediately carried Ju Kyung and ran to the hospital. After arriving at the hospital, the doctor told Ju Kyung that she was constipated. Ju Kyung was extremely embarrassed. She grabbed her shirt and ran away. When Ju Kyung got home, Suho called her. Ju Kyung hung up immediately. So Jun heard that Suho had returned and went straight to find him. Suho told So Jun about what he had just met Ju Kyung. Actually, So Jun knew everything. He had just met Ju Kyung when they were having dinner together that day. Ju Kyung cried like a child. So Jun knew that Ju Kyung had never forgotten Suho. The next day, when Ju Kyung was getting ready for work, Suho was waiting for her at the door, like when they were in school. He even pretended to say that it was a coincidence that he met her here. Ju Kyung ignored him and turned to leave, but Suho kept following her. In the end, she couldn't stand him talking too much, so she turned around and ran away. Ju Kyung called a taxi and left. When she arrived at her part-time job, she saw Suho sitting there. Ju Kyung asked how he knew where she worked. Suho said he didn't know, he just wanted to get his hair done. During this time, Suho asked Ju Kyung to serve him tea and water. Seeing Ju Kyung standing still, the boss told her to hurry up. Suho's hair was done very quickly, but Ju Kyung still hadn't left work. After that, Suho wanted to restore his original appearance, and finally, it was time for Ju Kyung to get off work. Ju Kyung changed her clothes and prepared to go home. When she returned, she found that Suho had disappeared. She then complained a few words. After going out, she saw So Jun waiting at the door. He also said that they had 3 more dates. So Jun wanted to start now. As soon as the two of them left, Suho returned after buying food. It turned out that he saw Ju Kyung was busy and hadn't eaten yet, so he left to buy her food. On the other side, So Jun and Ju Kyung went to the ice skating rink. Then So Jun took Ju Kyung to help him choose earrings. As a result, Ju Kyung was tricked. So Jun asked her to pay him. Then they went to dinner together. Suho couldn't find Ju Kyung, so he went to the comic book store. At this time, So Jun took Ju Kyung home and coincidentally passed by the comic book store. As soon as the two said goodbye, So Jun hugged Ju Kyung. Ju Kyung was stunned for a moment. At this moment, Suho walked out of the comic book store and saw the scene before his eyes. So Jun also saw Suho, but he didn't let go. Instead, he hugged her tighter. After a while, Ju Kyung regained her composure and pushed So Jun away. So Jun saw that Suho had left. Ju Kyung was about to explain when So Jun Jun interrupted her. He also said that they had 2 more dates, then he turned and left. As soon as they reached the intersection, Suho appeared and stopped Sojun. The two went drinking together. Sojun told Suho that he was dating Ju Kyung. Suho didn't believe it. After that, the two didn't say anything more and continued drinking. The glasses of wine replaced the words they wanted to say. The next day, Ju Kyung went to Sojun's workplace. Reading Ju Kyung's message, Sojun suddenly felt unhappy. He knew that this day had to come. As soon as Sojun arrived at the meeting place, he immediately hugged Ju Kyung. Ju Kyung didn't know that this was the last time Sojun hugged her. He decided to give up on Ju Kyung. Then Sojun told her that Suho would return to America tonight. He told Ju Kyung that it was still too late to go find Suho. Ju Kyung was stunned for a moment. Sojun saw her stunned and pushed her out the door. At this moment, Sojun's heart was in great pain. He used his own hands to push the person he loved away. Finally, he reached a place where no one could see. He wanted to climb to the rooftop, but halfway up, he couldn't stop crying anymore. Sojun thought about the past 3 years with Ju Kyung. He was the one who organized Ju Kyung's birthday, the one who took Ju Kyung to the college entrance exam. He was also the one who took Ju Kyung to take graduation photos. Every important moment in Ju Kyung's life was accompanied by Sojun. But the 3 years he accompanied her were still not as good as Suho. Sojun cried so heartbreakingly, crying unwillingly. Ju Kyung on the other side was running madly towards Suho. She had lost Suho for 3 years, so she didn't want to miss it anymore. At this time, Suho was packing his clothes. After Ju Kyung arrived, she knocked on the door repeatedly, but no one opened the door. She was so worried that she burst into tears. She kept criticizing Suho for leaving without saying goodbye. At that moment, the door opened. Ju Kyung didn't say anything, but rushed over and hugged Suho. She kept begging him to stop. She saw Suho's luggage. This made Ju Kyung cry even harder. Suho told her that he wouldn't leave. Ju Kyung thought he was lying. Suho said he was just packing his clothes. Ju Kyung finally understood why Sojun told her that Suho was leaving. Sojun did this to make things to help the two back together. Ju Kyung ran out with an embarrassed face when she found out. Suho also hurriedly chased after Ju Kyung and grabbed her hand. Then he took Ju Kyung home. The two talked a lot in the car. Their relationship returned to its previous state and even became more intimate. The next day, Ju Kyung went to find Sojun and told him that she was sorry, but Sojun told Ju Kyung that he confessed to her only for himself, because after being rejected, he could focus on other things. Ju Kyung knew he was pretending not to care, but the thing called love was always selfish and indistinguishable. That day, while Ju Kyung was working, she was bullied by someone. At this moment, someone appeared and took down the bully. It turned out that Sujin had returned. Ju Kyung looked at her but didn't know what to say. Then the two went to the bookstore. It turned out that Sujin had dropped out of school because of that video. Then she followed her mother to her aunt's house abroad. Sujin's parents also divorced, and she apologized to Ju Kyung for what happened at that time. Sujin said that she regretted what she had done, but Ju Kyung did not blame Sujin, and Ju Kyung still considered Sujin her best friend. At this time, the two of them also made up. The next day, Ju Kyung made another mistake. This time, she was scolded by her superior. That day, Ju Kyung invited Suho to eat hot pot. As soon as Suho entered the door, the girls next to them were all crazy about handsome men. After Ju Kyung found out, she immediately called Suho honey and asked him why he had just arrived. Did he know that she had been waiting for a long time? She also asked Suho if he had eaten yet. This unexpected incident made Suho very confused. Suho looked behind him to understand what was happening. Then he wiped the corner of Ju Kyung's mouth, making the girls behind very jealous. Sojun's debut day is coming soon, but no matter what, he can't be happy. A girl complimented Sojun on how handsome he is, and the female fans would definitely like him, but Sojun didn't care about those words. The other girl kept using fake compliments. Sojun looked so disgusted that he couldn't speak. That night, Ju Kyung asked Suah to go with her to pick out clothes. Ju Kyung wanted to pick out a really nice outfit to celebrate her sister's wedding. Suddenly, Suah saw her boyfriend's post. The background of the photo was in a bar, but he lied to her that he was at a restaurant. Suah angrily called her boyfriend and found out that Suho was there too. This made Ju Kyung and Suah very angry, so they decided to go to the bar to find out what the other two were doing there. When Ju Kyung and Suah arrived, Suah grabbed her boyfriend and asked him why he was there. Suah thought her boyfriend and Suho went to the bar to have an affair, but her boyfriend said that the sauna they went to was really good. Suho was so drunk that he didn't know anything. Suah's boyfriend said that when he just entered the sauna, Suho was already drunk. Then Ju Kyung took Suho home. Finally, she put him on the bed. Suho asked who Ju Kyung was and why she was in his house. She said she was Ju Kyung, and Suho drunkenly said that his girlfriend was also named Ju Kyung and that his girlfriend was very beautiful. Ju Kyung smiled brightly and teased Suho. She joked that after Suho broke up with his girlfriend, would he want to date her? Suho was annoyed and said that he was Ju Kyung's man. Ju Kyung smiled happily. She stood up and was about to go home when Suho pulled her back. Ju Kyung had no choice but to lie in Suho's arms. After a while, both of them fell asleep. When they slept until midnight, Ju Kyung suddenly woke up. She saw a man lying next to her, and she panicked and fell under the bed. Ju Kyung looked at the clock. It was 3 a.m., so she hurriedly left, but Suho stopped her. He told her not to go, and then the two of them spent a happy night together. The next day, Suho woke up early to make breakfast. Ju Kyung said that she didn't know how to do anything. It seemed like he would have to cook for her for the rest of his life. Ju Kyung smiled happily. A week later, Ju Kyung's sister's wedding finally came, and the groom was unexpectedly Ju Kyung's homeroom teacher. Ju Kyung went to the lobby to find Suho. Suho also changed his usual appearance to a more mature hairstyle. The classmates also came to the wedding. At this time, Sujin also arrived. Although they hadn't seen each other for many years, Suah forgave Sujin. Everyone talked about their past. Ju Kyung's older sister was about to try on her wedding ring, but she couldn't take it off. The father and daughter were about to take off the ring together, but accidentally dropped it under the table. So Ju Kyung's older sister had to bend down to get the ring, but because her arms were too short, she stuck her head in. Unexpectedly, after getting the ring, she couldn't pull her head out. They could only let the groom go out first to greet the guests, while Ju Kyung's father and mother were pulling Ju Kyung's older sister's head out. But no matter what they tried, they still couldn't pull it out. Seeing that the wedding ceremony was about to begin, Ju Kyung's older sister panicked and not knowing what to do. A moment after the wedding ceremony started, Ju Kyung's older sister walked in with the groom, and what surprised everyone was that the bride appeared with a large necklace around her neck. Everyone clapped their hands in congratulations, even though it didn't hinder the couple's happiness. The principal acted as a witness. After saying a few words, Ju Kyung's sister shouted that Han Jin-woo was her man. At this moment, everyone applauded. Next, the students all went on stage to perform. Ju Kyung's sister was not to be outdone and also joined in the performance. Because Woo Kyung's sister was too happy, so she accidentally slipped and fell, but she still stood up and continued dancing. The atmosphere at the wedding was extremely lively, so the principal also joined in. Just like that, the wedding was bustling and bustling, a perfect ending. A month after Sojun's debut date finally arrived. Although there were many makeup artists, Sojun asked Ju Kyung to personally do his makeup. Sojun asked her to do whatever he wanted. Sojun looked at Ju Kyung. He wished time would stop here. For Sojun, Ju Kyung was still the person he always kept in his heart. Tonight was Sojun's first debut. Ju Kyung and Suho also came to watch. In the music of the theater, the performance officially began. The sky was purple, the cold wind became even colder. This song by Sojun was actually written by Suho for him. Seeing Sojun on stage made Suho remember the time they spent with Seyun. Suho's tears kept flowing. At this moment, the friendship of the three of them had truly reconnected. Finally, Suho and Ju Kyung were happy together. The movie ended here. Thank you everyone for watching. Goodbye, and see you again in the next videos.